Welcome back to what was once the Saturday Ironheart Merchant Company, now the Friday Ironheart Merchant Company. The joke will never get old. Um, we last left off as the party found themselves going to dinner and meeting with the advisor as well as hopefully the rest of James's family. The party managed to not only get a chance to meet with the individual in the parlor, but as they quickly decided after a short discussion, avoided the individual entirely, deciding that sticking around for dinner just wasn't worthwhile and taking the individual advisor up on his deals was probably for the best as quickly as possible. And so, like the Scooby Doo gang, the party shuffled on out as fast as possible, making their move for the outskirts of the city. Unfortunately, as the
Like
party
Zoink Scoob.
exactly. As the party found themselves caught in the middle of the attack, the city gates already being sieged, attackers already breaching the walls in some areas, Syndra, thinking fast, decided to try and create a sort of smokescreen to cover the party on the way out to avoid not only James not being seen by his siblings who are leading this little rebellion against the advisor, but also to avoid being attacked in general by either side. Unfortunately for Syndra, her magic went a little awry. With so much arcane energy packed into one small spot, and a lot of magical rituals put down, well, instead of casting a fourth or third level spell, we ended up with a 10th level spell that nearly caused Syndra to pass or go fully unconscious. Well, to be fair, she did. Thankfully, the party was able to get her back up as the whiteout conditions became a giant icy storm that was freezing people solid with bolts of magical lightning. Thankfully, the party managed to escape without getting zapped themselves, as they are notable for having terrible experiences with any sort of lightning spells, regardless of actual elemental damage. The having managed to retreat back to the boat, the party quickly made off to a small town on the outskirts of the Last Spire's territory that had been recently liberated by a group of elven slaves, as well as a very unique guild that had taken up lodging in it. However, this was only to come after watching a very beautiful and glorious display of very grotesque and macabre magic, as James basically watched his entire family be sacrificed. Not batting an eye, not crying a wink, man just turned and continued on with his mission.
It's been filed in the box known as trauma to be dealt with later.
As the party found themselves now in this new town, though, meeting with a few people and meeting with a few of the elves and figuring out what they want to do next, Syndra would quickly take up James on his side quest, deciding to go out as the party had come to the realization that they could not manage to do all the work in a single party, and thus Syndra would depart, heading off to the House Bronzebeard territories. Meanwhile, James and Rollman, now down a party member, and James being the ever cautious merchant, we'll call it, found himself immediately heading to the guild to look to see if he could register a new adventurer. Both unfortunately and unfortunately for the situation, the guild was of a new organization and class unique to this world called the Chocolate Magi, a group of horrendous people who, if you're familiar with Dragon Ball Z, just imagine Boo and that'll pretty much catch you up. Um, they not only have the manipulation of chocolate, but also turning people into chocolate and other such candies. Not a very well known or respected guild for what they've done on the battlefields or in freelance. However, as James and Rollman needed a new party mate, they found themselves checking out to make the guild to make sure and ensure that they could find someone else. And thankfully, they found someone. One Bartholomew the Ham Bleckinge? I think I said that right.
Yeah, Blickinge.
Okay, perfect. Who didn't give his full name as of last session to James or Rollman, so I just want to make sure it was
Yes-
out there for the
yes, he
video.
did.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
I said I
Um,
was Bartholomew, and you can call me Ham.
that's right, that's right. The party finding out not only that Ham is has a bit of a unique background, but that his experience and capabilities were in the monk training. After beating up one of the older members of the Chocolate Magi Guild for trying to steal food from him, Ham was quite quickly enlisted with the party as they decided to gather a little bit of information before heading off to their next destination. With 8 weeks of downtime, as the party decided to take an extra week to allow Ham to do some work, the party found themselves split up, heading though towards Treasure Cove on the ship. As all three of them would kind of stick to their own areas during the downtime, Rollman spending his time continuously training in his room, working with the crew, and ensuring that spirits were kept up, but at the same time that his new fighting style would be mastered. Ham would spend most of his time working with the Rough Bloods and Glitter Rock to teach them the ways of the monk, so that if they ever got into a hand-to-hand situation, they wouldn't be absolutely useless. Managing to succeed, they seem to take to it almost as quickly as any other student Ham has had. However, at the end of this, Ham would take about a week where the party would drop him off outside of the city, allowing him to do some infiltration into the town and learn a few things, pointing out that not only is he a beast folk, but he is much better at stealthing around and listening into people and what's going on around areas. James really not having much an opinion beyond giving him the okay to do such a mission before the party would set up to Treasure Cove. James would find himself taking his estranged grief and working it in a way that only truly the autistic merchant prince could. And that is fully ignoring anything and everything else for 8 weeks straight as he worked tirelessly crafting away his armor and his weapon, ensuring that every piece of his gear was ready for the next stage. Some may state that James did this to protect himself after what he saw, traumatized by it. Others that this is his way of handling grief. In truth, you, the viewer, will never know. As James finally found out at the end of the 8 weeks, as his trance would end, his armor complete, hammer and forge exhausted looking, James, a few pounds lighter and very hollow in the cheeks, finding himself finally snapping out and just barely coming out to the party. As we rejoin, at the end of an 8 week break, in the year 65,007, the month of the Bloodied, or May, on the 33rd day, the party comes out or finds themselves rejoining at the end on the last day of the 8th week. James, exhausted, barely seemingly there, a point of fatigue already awarded to him, has managed to kind of crawl his way up to the top deck where Ham has just recently returned from his mission. Rolliman, having spent most of the time this last week kind of up on the top deck watching for enemies coming from Treasure Cove or potentially anywhere else, kind of seemed to be waiting there when Ham showed up. But as James is kind of helped up by one of the Rough Bloods up to the top deck, a chair brought out for him to kind of sit down in while Ham kind of unfurls himself from his winter gear, as it is surprisingly, to Ham's realization, snowing everywhere around Treasure Cove, and it is cold. We are taking a minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit in the city. As the ship, though, floats a few miles away and just out of good eyesight of the city itself, now kind of floating up about a mile off the ground. We return to the three of you, kind of sitting or standing around almost on the top, or all around on the top deck, with the Rough Blood individual standing behind you, listening in.
Well, Ham, anything to report?
Um, the man is in the church, seemingly at all times. His mother, the someone named Jezbelithia, sent him here to avoid taking trouble. It seems he is enjoying the lifestyle. I think he could probably go hand to hand with me, and that would be a struggle.
Is this one of the masters you were speaking of that you need to fight?
Oh no, this is a smuggler. James asked me to go
Oh.
look into.
I see.
He's fully become indoctrinated into a cult.
Cool. Do you know what cult? or just a cult?
Well, there's only one cult in the fucking town, man. It's a cult to Eiter's armor. Or Eiter
Oh.
himself.
When did that happen? I must have missed this.
As James kind of pushes a small local paper over to you and kind of taps to it, you see the pictures of the Dracodax temple being opened and James's
hell?
uncle snipping the ribbon to it.
Yeah, so we'll deal with that somehow. Anything about them that we might be able to try to use to deal with the situation, Ham?
They seem to believe in killing everybody that's not a Snowbeard.
That's pretty
Cool.
normal for Snowbeards.
Yeah, but like they're willing to go do it themselves.
Hmm.
That's the fucked.
They're training to do this, to go on some kind of crusade.
Okay. Interesting.
So turning non-Snowbeard assets against them wouldn't be that hard.
As you're kind of thinking,
Alright.
and as Ham mentions this, you see as Glitterrock kind of comes up above deck from down below, seems to kind of walk over, kind of just stands there as waiting, but looks to James, waiting just to let him know something, it seems.
I'll look to Glitterrock after Ham finishes. Yes, Glitterrock?
And looks over at you and goes, this is a little awkward. I have a daughter in the Treasure Cove. She might be of help.
Well, after hearing that, I was going to see if you'd go pay someone to find information on us. Given that you are signed on, but I think you'll be able to manage it a bit better than I would. I think I stand out too much.
Kind of raises an eye towards Rollaman with a little bit of surprise as he looks over at him. Looks back at you, James, and goes, "Are you sure about that, Captain? The men aren't usually too big fans of trusting me when it comes to individual missions and such. I understand the caution, of course, given my background."
Given your background, yes, it's. But there's a chance you deserve a chance, I think.
Kind of looks at you up and down and kind of shrugs and goes,
James is
"That's
definitely looking exhausted, and as he had tripped over his words there.
and he goes, "That's what the captain orders." And he just kind of looks at Rollman just for a confirmation.
I'd say you've earned it. You've done a good job so far.
He nods at that and goes, "All right, I'll go get my gear, and when we sit down, I'll sit out." And he turns to start
Alright,
walking
I'll get
away.
some money set aside for the cost of the information if you need it.
No need. I have a very large savings, unfortunately, in this city.
Alright then.
And he
If
heads
you let me know
down
how much it
below.
costs, I'll reimburse you for liquid assets.
He's already
you may
gone.
use
As you
James.
turn, yeah, James, as you're too tired to even turn, as Roman says, is looking over your shoulder as a Glitterrock is down below the stairs.
James,
Oh.
you probably should go back to bed.
No, we gotta go into town. We both gotta sign up as copper adventurers so that we don't get our minds read.
Rolled him, and
That
you
should
have
be
no idea
interesting.
what he's talking about.
What are you talking about?
Ham, explain it
Yeah,
to him, please.
I guess Ham can give the rundown.
Yeah, as you do, before you
what-
do, real quick, James, give me a fortitude save.
Sure. Oh,
As
He's
Ham's
gotta go
explaining,
to
I want to
sleep.
see if James
Sleep
just nods
time.
off.
If I fall asleep, I'm not moving. I want everyone to know that you're not waking me up.
that's fine. Me and Roland will go to the info gathering.
It's fine.
Pleasant dreams the entire time. Oh, no, you're fine still. James keeps himself wide awake as he listens. Go ahead, Ham. Thank you.
When you go to become an adventurer, they can't really test physical capability above a certain point, so they mind read you like everything to see what you've done up to this point, what you can do, what you can fight.
I see how that can be problematic in our case.
And I'm assuming Captain here has things he doesn't want people to know.
I have a
We have
lot of
plenty of
things I don't
things.
want people to know. Recipes for stuff, people I've made deals with.
The rough blood in
So
the
we gotta
background,
The
skip
list
this.
goes
quietly, people
on.
we've killed, books we've stolen,
The amount of crimes we
Artifacts we currently
committed.
have in our possession.
slave rebellions we've caused.
All right, then. What's the process for a copper
The
adventure
truth about
then?
the dragon lair.
They'll still mind read you, but it's much less deep because they don't really care as much. You're kind of signing up as the lowest of the low.
Well, don't they have like some sort of physical examination at that level? Since they could level, they could.
You could certainly ask. It's not something I did.
I think I'd prefer that instead of just a base mind read anyway.
But
I
like
can
physical
ignore mind
ability,
reading, I think.
they'll take basically anyone with equipment at that level.
All right, we can ask about it at least. James, you sure?
You should
We could
really go to. You
s-
should.
As James kind of like stands up, his knees are rattling in the armor.
We're
We're
gonna be
doing
here
this.
a
We're
little bit of
getting this
time,
done.
so
I can ignore this for a little bit.
Oh, you're so gonna collapse on the way to the place.
You see the rough blood just
I'm
kind
not
of
gonna
sighs.
like carrying you, but okay. All right, let's go.
How far is it to the city?
You guys are about a few miles out of the city right now.
Yeah, I'll get as
Okay.
close as we can with the ship.
Yeah.
Unless they don't have a dock or anything.
They do actually. They have a lot of docks.
Cool. Yay.
The only downside is you've never been here before, Rollerman. And Ham didn't go looking for the docks.
We can find
Would
it.
I know where the
What?
docks are?
Do you really want to
Wasn't-
chance that right now?
Too much thinking might conk you out.
I was given orders when I went in. Looking for docks was not one of the things I was asked to do.
No, Rollman, saying that the city, although it is on the cliffside, there is a road that goes straight up towards the city, and there's some clearings nearby where they've been doing like deforesting for a while that you see that you could easily set the ship down at.
Cool. I'll go there.
Yeah, as you start heading that direction, you do hear from the distance, as it's quite loud and prominent, the sounds of a siren of sorts, seemingly wailing, almost as if a beast was screeching in the air. As you look up, and each of you give me a spot check real quick.
Do I know what
Okay.
this alarm historically means?
You've never seen this before.
Oh,
I think it's not an
great.
alarm. I think it's a creature.
So James puts on his monocles.
Sleepy old man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
12:30.
Bartholomew.
12.
Ham definitely sees it. Rollman is focused on parking proper and not crashing into snowbeards. that
I
are
gotta
lying
back up.
around. Yep. Parallel parking.
16.
parking
My
time.
eyes are a little blurry.
James is tired. Yeah, as thankfully, and oh wow, I rolled horribly. As you look up and see the massive rock suddenly appear about 2 miles above your ship, seemingly plunging down, but as the siren seems to wail out, the creature seems to almost it look like it's ran into something, almost like an invisible wall for a moment, as it flutters in the air, staring at basically down at your ship, and then seems to after a moment, fly away, going back to its invisibility as the clouds part to its wings.
Is this the name one or just like a regular
That
big rock?
was
No, if it went invisible,
exactly
it's
him.
Bennu.
Yep, it's
Oh,
Bennu.
cool.
As
Fucking
it
bird keeps
vanishes.
following us. I'm gonna turn me to fried chicken some point. God damn it.
However, as though James and Roman only see this, Ham, you see something that catches your eye in the sunlight. As the clouds part and the creature's invisibility vanishes after it smashes into this seemingly invisible wall, a glitter of something black and metallic around its neck catches your eye just for a moment before the creature vanishes again.
What? Ham's just staring where it was.
Ham, what's the matter?
Good.
Was wearing a collar.
That's fucked. I'll have to have you draw it when I'm actually rested.
James just standing in the like very narrow, like the skinny old man that's like shaking as the ship's moving. All right. Also, Ham, give me a knowledge history if you wouldn't mind. See if you recognize this item at all.
Call of obedience.
And then Roland, give me a use magic
Right.
device for the landing.
All right.
Let's see what you got. We gonna hit some merchants that are traveling by the road, or you gonna manage to parallel park proper?
We don't have, beeping sound, do we?
No,
On this thing?
no. 18, okay. And Ham.
It's fine. 18 for knowledge.
Ah,
The wait.
it's not. You're not fully sure, Ham. Not 100%. More around like an 80%. It looks very similar to the same colors that Bolo puts on his Black Weave followers. And you can't help but shake that mentality or that mental image in your head.
I'm just curious. Would I liken it at all to the collar Thanian owns? The world leader of the...
Yes.
What are they
called? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the apex monster under his command. Yep. Correct.
His little collar. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just... Which I feel like in Ham's eyes, either is bad because they're both cannibal people that hate everyone else.
True. That's true. But as you notice that's kind of catching your eye, you feel as like, thankfully, Rollman, now having grown very accustomed to the ship and its movement, seems to easily kind of take it down and land it without much without much issue. As it seems to land just a few feet above the ground, not scratching a single bit of the hull.
Correct.
As
All right.
Oh, good.
Everyone, just in the crew, stay here. We going.
As Rollman shouts down the stairwell, you hear confirmations and affirmations from below as Unga Chunga retakes over the helm, kind of sitting there as she relaxes and sits back. James being kind of picked up by the rough blood, or the eldest of the rough bloods, and being brought down the stairs over towards the little elevator. We'll call it.
Lift.
Lift. Yeah, lift.
The lift.
There we go. Your little lift.
It's a cargo lift at this point.
It is a cargo lift, truly.
Got a chair in it.
Oh, a couple chairs actually, because of James, because he was just in case.
Couple. Why do you need a couple? We only needed one.
Long story.
Oh, there may be other people that are as unbalanced as me.
As the rough blood kind of sets James in the chair and kind of goes back over
Thank you.
towards the lift's crank. There we go. Rollman and Ham, I assume you two are getting on and heading down.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. And curiosity, Rollman and Ham, are you wearing winter clothing? Or do you have any enchantments that help you with winter clothing?
I am, because I assumed with where I live that my standard. I have that as my standard outfit.
I have a cold weather outfit.
Are you using commoners' cold weather outfit? Is that what you're telling me, Cheston? For Ham?
No, like I didn't take a commoner's outfit. My only outfit is the winter clothing.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Because I was like, it was very cold where I lived.
Makes sense. Yeah, that works. And then Rollman, what was you? What was yours?
I have cold weather outfit.
Okay, so I assume you're gonna switch to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wear it over top, I guess.
Well, it is going to be your thicker green outfit, so it's basically the same as your similar to your noble attire, but made of a bit more commoner material, and a bit more fluffier. So it's to keep you as warm as possible.
Okay.
So you're a little bit floofed up now, basically, with bits of fox and wolf hair, or fur rather, in your chest. It's quite warm, and surprisingly, even the silk keeps you quite comfortable in the very strong breeze coming through. Ham's cheeks billowing in the wind. Sorry, I was dying. I've been waiting to do that joke for a minute.
Ham loves his puffy fur. He's so comfy.
As the crank is lifted and you guys are set down off to the side, give me a balance check, please, Ham and Rollman.
Okay.
As it is now become tradition to see if anybody falls in the cargo.
I rolled a 2.
Ooh, yeah, but that's not bad for your 18.
24.
24, yeah. keeping your feet not without much issue as the lift goes down pretty smoothly. You feel as it touches ground. The ground it starts to sink a few inches and a few more inches, and then about a foot in, you finally feel it hit actual strong ground. Noticing as you kind of step off, the area where the lift seems to have put the most weight down seems to be where James was sitting. His new heavy-looking armor with a lot of plates seems to give it a little extra weight to it.
As James stands up and starts walking.
Mm-hmm.
Walk time.
As the three of you trudge through the snow. For the next hour, as you three head up, you find yourselves kind of walking over towards the Merchant Road, which quite easily seen as there seem to be guards kind of walking up and down, and also the fact of the stones still being clear even in the snow catches your attention. As you get closer, Ham, I'm sorry, you don't wear shoes, so please, do you have
feet.
fire or do you have fire resistance by chance?
We should cold resistance, you mean?
No, I
Or,
mean
or
fire
the heated.
resistance. Yeah.
I do not have fire resistance.
Okay.
No.
Then I need a a reflex save for this.
Quick feet.
Yep, to see if you're just gonna jump off it and jump back onto the snow.
Well, I'm gonna shock you as a monk. That's a 31.
Shockingly, you very much pass. As Roland and James, as you kind of step onto the rocks, you don't feel anything different, but as soon as Ham seems to step on, immediately his foot pulls back and you can smell the slight burn from the stone themselves.
It's a hot road.
The road's heat to keep the snow off. Forgot about that.
As James kind of leans down, his hand kind of rubbing over the rocks, and James, you can feel the current of water underneath, recognizing this is actually a hot spring being ran under the road specifically to keep it heated year-round.
Give me a second as I fish around in my bag, seeing if I have anything I can give him.
By fish, he means he slowly pulls the bag to his front and starts digging through it as he's not moving much.
And I pass him a potion of fire resist 10.
Is this what we're doing?
Damn. Holy, dude.
Ham, you've heard of merchants being like really kind, but like you can see
I have more.
To note, that's like a 200,000 gold piece potion potentially.
Not 200,000.
Depends on where you are. It really does depend on where you are.
I bought this for like 1,000.
Yeah, because like the less common the ingredients, the more expensive it becomes. And I mean, Ham comes from a
Ham's boss handed him a potion to help. I'm taking this as an order.
Yep. As you down it, Ham, it is bitter. It tastes of cinnamon, and it burns on the way down.
It's Fireball.
It is without.
Should last about last as long as a normal fire resist potion.
An hour.
So, yeah.
James, not at all knowing anything about alchemy.
James too tired to remember everything about alchemy.
That's fair.
Ham tentatively puts his foot on the stone again.
As you do, Ham, you do not take any damage. In fact, it's just slightly warm.
Well.
As you kind of step on, a couple guards seem to kind of eyeing you a lot up from a distance, seem to kind of watch you as you start walking towards the city. As you do, one kind of looks and nudges the other as you get closer and speaks up and goes in Dwarvish towards Ham and goes, "Hey, ain't I seen your lot around here before?"
Ham does not speak Dwarvish.
I tell you what he said.
Roman just kind of leaning over and like light whispering it to you.
I guess I tell Rollman, like, I've been here once.
He's been here once.
I knew it. He's the traveling circus clown. He does like the tricks on the
What?
ball and juggles and stuff. My kids loved him. Hey, here, you know what? And he kind of like dips into his pockets for a minute and then like pulls out a silver coin and tosses it over towards Ham and goes, "Hey, tell him I want to know when his next showing is so I can bring the kids."
He thinks you're a performer of some kind.
Well, I technically am. They stare and roll it in.
When are you doing your next showing?
I mean, I'll just nod and say, I'll tell him. I usually travel and do singing shows and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, but when's your next one? That's what he's asking.
Trying to think. Tell him in like a week. Once we're back from the quest, I'll do a show. Sure.
He said about a week.
He nods. I'll be making sure to keep my eye out in the taverns. I appreciate you. You're a good elf.
Yeah, fuck
I
it.
just
I'll do
nod.
like a singing juggling performance in the tavern in a week. Why not?
You hear the
Damn, I
other
never knew
one.
this about you.
Go ahead, son.
Now, I told you and James when I asked Will that I was a very good singer.
Oh, well, you didn't say you're doing circus performances.
I don't do circus performances. I
That's
just
what
do.
you said. You said you juggle balls.
She just passed by, speaking common.
Yes, I do juggle sometimes, but I'm usually more for singing. If he
Oh.
calls it a circus show, I don't know what that is, but sure.
The circus is usually a bigger event, but some people get called performers or circus performers when they are recognized to have similar talents.
Whatever. If I can make some money doing a legal show, whatever, right?
Yeah,
Cool.
that's fine.
As the three of you kind of continue on, it's another 30 minutes before you finally get close to the sea where you see the actual line of merchants and such. Couple carts here and there.
I'm
Two lines
ignoring
kind of
it.
two lines kind of set up. Shut up. One on the right, a bunch of carts with like what looks to be groups of individuals, some merchants, some peasants that are just kind of traveling into the city. The other looks to be those who are by foot that seem to be going a little bit faster, as they seem to be kind of getting welcomed further down into through a side door into the city. It looks, as you look on, James, the city hasn't changed. It's exactly like you remember it, minus the paved roads being warm or heated now.
Now, I have an interesting question. Do adventurers usually line? They-
You know what? Give me a knowledge local.
I would say I feel like it's a fair question.
No,
Like,
yeah. I just want to see how much
Maybe if you're on,
information
maybe
you
you're
know.
on a quest, you get to go bypass the line. But
Yeah,
well,
what
people,
you guys have.
towns usually really want adventurers to come and go. They don't want them to wait. So that's why I'm asking.
Yep.
17.
17. Well, not only from your experience, yes. They usually encourage adventurers to show up because you have like a talent to show. You have like basically you have identification that links you to the guilds, which means they have to take responsibility for you, as like a registered adventurer. So like you are usually welcomed and hurried into cities because you're also a proven individual because you have a marking, like an identification mark, like the talons.
Yeah,
In this case,
most adventurers
yeah.
aren't going to cause problems. They want to keep their adventurer ranking.
Yep, and they want to keep money coming to them in quests. And then secondly, I mean, if you're not on a quest, it's a little, and it's your first time, and especially with the Snowbeard territory, from what you have experienced, Snowbeards are a lot more hard set on rules and believe that like adventures, unless you're either a Snowbeard or of a certain specific rank, you really aren't going to be welcomed as openly outside of the commoners and such, as they don't look down or they don't look as fondly onto outsiders. So, to your experience, it depends on the clans. The Treasure Coves are a very wealthy group, so they're a lot more opening to outsiders. You'll have probably a better shot, but it could depend on the guard, honestly, in your experience, especially in the Snowbeard lands recently.
So, with them being hard set on rules, James, do you want to ignore the line?
In my experience, is there a spot for nobility to walk to?
Oh, if you're a noble, you can just walk ahead. I mean, as long as you can prove it, or someone knows you, then yeah, you can just basically walk in all the way up to the front. They expect it.
Will they recognize James this time? The continuous game.
As James starts walking past the line.
Yeah, as
All
you
right.
do.
Okie dokie.
Rollman and Ham, I assume you're following behind.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can't leave the tired man.
I mean, he's not
delusional
walking
man
very
on his own.
fast. Yeah.
I'm walking a little faster than you'd expect a tired man to walk, though.
That is true. His boots do seem to glimmer with the little red wings on them as he kind of walks a little faster. But But as the three of you start walking, James, I assume, because of his fatigue, I'm going to assume he isn't really focusing on the faces around him unless it's something like that catches his eye specifically here, like a gleam of a blade or something like that. So, Rollerman and Ham, why don't you both give me search checks?
Not good at those.
Well, you're fair.
I'm here for spot and listen, not
Understandable. But in this case, I imagine most of your eye is out watching for threats. Okay, not bad.
Don't worry, I got us.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
You know?
Good roll. 15 isn't too terrible, especially with only a +2. Alright, as the two of you kind of keeping your eyes out over James, Rollman having an easier time given, size difference here compared to most of the citizens in this line. Hammond thankfully goes unseen a lot easier because he looks like a snowbeard in the right light.
I'm only like 5 inches taller than like James. Like I'm not critically large.
Now I know Rollman has never been one to hide his features, but Ham, are you keeping your hood up?
I don't think I have a hood in the image I made.
Okay, I didn't know if you were because I remember that was something we were. I thought we had mentioned that when you were into the town.
I just have monk robes. Well,
okay.
I got when I found an outfit that had a hood. I'm not wearing it right now.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, then as you two kind of keep walking through, you do notice a couple people kind of watching you and like eyes kind of glued on James as you pass by, but most of it seems to be more in disgust rather than interest at the fact that here's another person trying to get to the front of the line. As you do watch, though, something catches your attention, Rollman, ahead at the gate. And a little bit beyond it, inside the city, as you can see where the wagons are kind of pushing in, looks like there's some sort of scuffle coming towards the gate. You get a guesstimate from the figures at this distance. It's about 150 feet from you at least. Roughly, it looks like about 8 figures chasing some very brightly dressed peacock snowbeard that seems to be running and getting chased by, for something. It's hard to tell.
Is it guards chasing them?
Does not look like. Well, they do look well armored, but they don't look uniformed. Some of them look to be wearing leather-ish. It's brown, so you assume to be leather. Some looks to be more the color of bronze from this distance.
Are they just chasing? They got weapons out?
They do. As you, it looks like their arms are up. It's too far for you to tell if they have weapons.
Here, maybe stand aside. We're about to get some people passing by, going very fast.
Should I step out of the way or let them crash into me today?
I would recommend not running into them, but you can if you want.
He really is tired.
I will pull you aside if they think they're going to stab you, but...
Ham's like, man, James really is tired.
I know.
Rollman goes, we should step out of the way. Should I move or not?
Should I let this be the test of the armor?
I'll notify people around like, hey, there's a commotion up ahead.
As you kind of start letting people know, you see heads kind of start poking out of the cart, and people kind of start stepping up to the side of the line to look ahead. But as James seemingly keeps kind of moving forward at a slow pace...
I'm watching him. Don't worry.
The three of you are already almost getting close enough to where the guards seem to be looking towards you, and yet have not started looking backwards to notice the commotion behind them.
Let them know. I say, hey, you got someone running, I think.
As you shout towards them, one of the guards kind of looks back and seems to start shouting in orders in Dwarvish as the snowbeards begin to move and step out of the way. The guards kind of letting whatever this is about to come through, as they are coming directly towards you, James, as you look on and start to get a look at this.
Do I recognize anyone in this grouping at all?
Give me a search check.
Use that noggin.
Yep.
Yeah, use my +2. Got it.
You got this.
Believe.
Oh my god! James, I panic moves.
He believed.
You can see the adrenaline starting to flow in as his cheeks kind of fill out a little bit of panic in his eyes as James is like wondering if this is a danger suddenly as he's suddenly realizing it could be pride. I mean, it could be something else that ate his grandfather. Who knows?
Hammer!
Hand going to his weapon on his hip, not pulling it out, but just on the handle of it. As you look on, James, and recognize your nephew, air quotes. He's older than you, but nephew under one of the branches of Treasurehorn, Bedepaw Hyonker of Lesser Clan Gilded Goose.
Yonker, okay.
Yonker. What a name.
That's just... Why is Yonker running at me?
You also recognize the people chasing him from the description Ham gave earlier of the individuals from the church and their attire.
Oh.
These look to be similar to some of the adventurers that seem to have been kind of are at the temple with Keldrin.
Friend, foe,
He's being
enemy?
chased by the cult, and technically he's nobility. He's
Okay.
family. Let's get him.
You want to save his
Yep.
life, that's what you're saying.
Ham
Go
attack.
ahead.
Ham attack.
Go help him.
Let's not maim. Let's just defend this man.
Knock him out.
Non-lethal
rushing
damage!
Forward. Ham, as you rush forward, the Bedepaw is still, or Hyonker himself is running straight at you, seeing you. Give me an intimidation check.
Uh-oh. He might be more afraid of you than the cultists.
Yonker, drop to the ground. The corgi won't
James,
bite.
you realize you look like an absolute just death right now. You're not the person you want him looking at. Go ahead.
Don't worry, guys. Shockingly, a corgi, not very threatening.
No.
No.
Oh.
Not very
Hyonker seems to kind of looking at you, looks up in fear, ducks down, and starts trying to crawl away from, or like past you, Ham,
I
as the
switch into my armor.
as
So I'm running. I jump over him at the
Okay.
cultist.
As you leapfrog over him, the cultists seem to take a second and look at you. Roloman's armor immediately gleaming on as the magic girl transformation ends. I think is what it's called. Is it Supergirl? I can never
What?
remember the old trope name.
The
As
Sailor
these-
Moon transformation kicks
Yes,
off.
yeah,
It's magical. It's magical, girl. You were right.
yeah. An instant as Roloman
I
just
don't know this
suddenly in
reference.
battle attire. Oh, it's okay. It's an anime reference. I'll show it to you later.
I'm
As
just gonna give.
you suddenly the light glimmers off of you and your armor switches, your blade in your hand. The cultists seem to look on as Ham doesn't really put on an intimidating face, but Ham, as you leapfrog over, you do see the cultists kind of stop about 10 feet in front of you, seeing you coming at them, and start to turn and run.
Oh,
James
Was he-
just walks
I
up.
I just let him leave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
sure.
they sprint at a. They're actually pretty good. One of them has a 90-foot run speed, as you see running around the corner, vanishing.
Oh,
That's
A
cute.
90-foot run speed? Damn.
yeah, run. But keep in mind, snowbeards armored
Oh,
usually.
they
Yeah,
are short.
no,
They
I'm,
are.
I'm saying that's impressive for a snowbeard. Fucking.
he's making
run-
foot for a level 1 dude. As you kind of walk over, Rollman still armored up, ready just in case. The guards, seeing you guys and seeing the commotion, kind of just let you pass, not really saying anything as they go back to getting the gate under control.
James now looks like nobility. That's kind of the help here.
As James kind of walks over, still slow with Rollman at his side, Yonker looks up and goes, they...
Good to see you, nephew.
James! As he kind of like stands up, and he towers over James at 5'7", and he is
Holy fuck.
thick.
You're fucking
Uh,
taller again.
He's taller than Ham.
He's also
Oh my God.
roughly about 250 years old, and pretty middle-aged looking, as he's already going pretty gray in most of the
Never
spots
stop
that you can
growing.
see. Never stop growing.
Good to see you're still alive.
And he looks at you and goes, "It looks like you've been through a lot. Or is he Rollerman? Are you not
I'm
feeding
tired.
him?
Well, he was busy.
You know
Apparently.
what his mother used to tell you about him. You can't let him go into those smithies alone."
Hey, if it hit 10 weeks,
I
I would have
wasn't
gone in there and
alone.
pulled him
I
away.
had 2 others with me.
Yeah, ignores James nodding. Rollerman says, basically agreeing as he dusts the rest of his pants off and looks over at Ham and goes, "By the way, James, who's your noble friend?"
That is Ham.
Ham. Of the
What
house.
language is he speaking?
He is speaking Dwarvish.
Okay, yeah, I have no fucking idea what's going on.
He's not a noble. He's a well, he might be, but he's
No, he is.
not.
He's a Blackinge.
Oh,
I recognize the family crest.
Well,
He
he did
points
say
to.
his last name was Pluckinge.
He points
well, that explains
to.
why he called my why he knew of a catfish beastman that was the royal chef. Okay, adds up.
He kind of points to a pattern mark on the Ham's backside in his fur that seems to be very unique and distinct in its design, and goes, "It's the same mark of the royal family. I've studied Null slaves for generations, dear uncle. Like it's the one thing that I went to school for. It's also why I can't find work."
Well,
Well, I'm
what do
always
you know of
hiring if
them?
you think you can be useful.
I've heard about your adventures. And he looks back at Rollman and goes, "What were you saying, Rollman?"
Well, what do you know of them? This Pluckinge family.
Oh, well, they were nobles, royal by blood, descended as the second sons of the main bloodline, I believe. Basically, eventually, they became a protector, and he puts that in air quotes, house. Um, that's pretty much it. And he turns to, Ham and speaks in almost a perfect dialect, an old Nolish version of primitive, and looks at you, Ham, and goes, "Do you understand the classic tongue?"
Yes, I do.
Am I catching this, or am I not understanding this?
Some of the words make sense. There's a slight dialect difference, but it's like hearing Spanish from Mexico compared to like Spain. So only a few
Okay.
words are off. So generally, yeah. Kind of looks at you, him, and goes, "Perfect. Your ass was the royal line." And as you get him, he meant family. The language, though, does not seem to be perfect.
I'll say it using the correct word for family. Like, yes, my family is related to the royal line.
Yes, family. Yes, that's it. That's kind of looks back over at James and goes. And he switches to Dwarvish and goes. This is definitely the full actual thing. Where did you buy this slave?
Didn't buy him. He's an adventurer.
He doesn't speak Dwarvish, does he?
No.
Oh, good. I
No,
don't
and
want to
I'm not
offend.
selling him.
Oh,
Uh,
God.
Ham, not knowing what's being said, not knowing he's called a slave, not knowing, would give like a light bow of his head and just say, "Bartholomew, newest sage of the Bleckings line."
Kind of looks over at you and then gives also a deep bow in response and goes, Banapa Hyonker of Lesser Clan Gilded Goose, and everything but Hyonker is all in Dwarvish, or is in Dwarvish. So basically, the only thing he gives you is his proper name.
Yeah, which that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty standard, like introductions cross language.
Mm-hmm. As he kind of gives a deep bow and smiles and goes, "You must come by my toilet so I can study and hear about your fur."
This big toilet, like similar to house or home.
Yeah, correct.
I'm chuckling.
It is very rough. And fur, you get to mean more of lineage, is what he's trying to say. We're a little more complex for the tongue.
I can visit and tell of my family line, as I am the closest to keeper of lore of family.
He lights up with a smile and says, "Come, to toilet." And looks to James again and goes, "I'll take you to my workshop. I think I just told him I'm taking him to my house."
No, you said toilet.
I am so gonna give this guy like a proper language, like basics book.
I'm fairly sure you said toilet, but I don't know Nolish specifically.
He looks up at Rollman and goes, no, toilet is... And he says house perfectly.
I could be wrong. Ham, which one is correct?
He has the back.
You have the opportunity here.
He has toilet and house backwards.
As
yes,
Ham speaks common.
He looks between you and goes, looks at James and he goes, "I don't speak draconic languages, dear uncle. Not sure what he's saying.
He's
got it
saying you
backwards.
have them reversed.
What do I have reversed?"
House and toilet.
House and
Oh!
toilet.
Oh, he nods at that and goes, "Good to know. I'll make sure to update my dictionary when we get home. I'm the only one who's working on the speech these days. It's been quite difficult to collect all the information."
Well, it is more or less, no offense meant to the study, a dead language.
Oh, true. I mean, I managed to get Abyssal down. It took me years. Oh man, that one was difficult. But now, as he says, fire in ancient Abyssal, and you see a little twig in front of him immediately glimmer with
Oh my
flame.
god!
That is absolutely horrifying, nephew.
Oh! And he kind of starts to slowly walk and takes like a heavy step forward, and then collapses right into the steps.
Yeah.
I think he used all of the power in his body there.
Well,
Roland
yes, from
says
my
this, he
understanding,
walks-
speaking Abyssal can nearly kill a man.
as Roland says this, the spark immediately vanishes from a couple of drips of water.
And it's not that much
Uh,
power.
The impressive part is that his throat didn't get torn asunder. That's progress.
Sam
I
like
think he said it
turns
right.
him over, looking in his
As-
mouth.
As I look at him, does he need healing or is he just passed out?
Give me a heal check.
James, you know where his house is? Because he can't really lead us there now.
No.
I haven't been back here in a while. He could have moved.
As James grabs a stick and starts poking his boot.
As I walk over and just take a good look at him with a 20.
Not bad. He is completely just drained of mana. He is unconscious from mana loss. He should be fine in a few hours or with some food.
Okay.
I
Drag
asked
him to the
regards
tavern first.
Anyone know where this eccentric lives?
You see a couple of peasants or commoners kind of walking around and hear this, and one of them kind of walks over and goes, "Oh, yeah, that's Benepa Yonker. Towards the docks. He's got a workshop on top of the one of the big shops. Trust me, you can't miss the shop. It's the biggest one on the dock."
Thank you.
He
I
nods.
give him a.
Thank you. As I
will-
pull out
uh,
2 copper
There
equivalents
you go.
Okay.
and hand them to him.
Takes it.
At his weight, I can't lift him, so Roland's gonna
I
have
lift
to do
him.
it.
Roland kind of picks him
I
up.
was
Fireman's
gonna,
carry.
as James
He's
was
been eaten.
starting to pull out a wand, puts
No.
it away.
My
Being
fireman's carrying.
Being levitated into a city, that's
Fireman's
humiliating.
Also true, yeah.
So you grab under it, and get one arm over your other shoulder, and then just kind of like pull him over. Surprisingly, Rollman, he's well balanced as he leans onto your shoulder like a really fat pillow.
Cool. All right. We're going to the dark.
All right. As you lot start heading towards the docks, following your nose, thankfully James recognizing some of the roads and finding your way through. You pass a couple of shops here and there that kind of catch your eye. A place called the Gilded Kelpie, Haral's Diving Company, a place called Spellforges and Son, an inn that seems to have a Goostra kind of depicted on it.
Goostra.
Yes, like a goose hydra.
Hydra.
Mm-hmm. It's the mythical monster that scares every player in my campaign. The great dire Goostra.
The hissing hydra, as it can be called.
Never forget, dire geese have killed more players than any other monster I've ran. As you head though, kind of down, finding their way to the docks, it's strong smelling, and the docks are about 7 tiers, 6 of which are for airships. The bottom one seems to be as you look over the sides of the cliff, where many massive mercantile vessels seem to have kind of set themselves up in this surprisingly almost beautiful natural alcove that kind of keeps the waves from coming in. And is fully reinforced with what looks to be a naval castle out on the edges of the cove. Making you realize, Roman, parking outside was probably the best bet if you need to make a quick escape.
Yeah.
Looking down, you can also see massive scorpions that are basically put at the edge of each dock, designed to bring down airships if they try to escape. As you kind of head over, though, at the top of the docks, where you see some beautiful, massive ships, clearly of Jotun design, gilded with different metals and mercantile, definitely mercantile vessels with their very fat bellies, massive cargo bays. You see a huge building that dominates much of the top area of the dock. That has what looks to be a few buildings on top of it, one of which has a sign called the Gilded Goose. Um, but the building below that kind of catches your eye as you start heading towards some stairs that kind of lead up towards what looks to be the workshop called the Gilded Goose is the sign of the building below reads Venkos Royal Sea Office of Law and looks to be a beautiful, almost noble, like estate within a single building. A small garden, massive desks, what looks to be a vast treasure hall that seems to go further down that you can see glimmering even from the outside, and beautiful sigils of the House Venkos pretty much decorating the entirety of the office.
Up to the workshop.
Gross.
Thank you. James just kind of spits on the ground near them and just continues after rolling it. All right. And Ham, are you following still, or are you gonna sneak off for anything?
No, I'm just gonna follow.
Okay. As the
He has a
three,
dictionary to update.
it's true.
Yes.
It's true. As the three of you head up, finding the side stone stairs, climbing up it, a beautiful little, what looks to be small little river flowing down the stairs themselves on the sides. Little bits of plant life kind of growing. What looks to be edible plants of sorts. As you pass by it, heading up the staircase, the door itself, as you get to this rather decently sized workshop, looks to be fully opened, kind of slightly off its hinges. The windows slightly cracked, many of them missing the gemstones that were once encrusted there and replaced with thin panels of what looks to be a very cracked piece of old-fashioned glass, very clouded over and very hard to see through. As you kind of push in, it is a mess. There is gears, there's pieces of metal, there's a full smithy, a woodwork shop, leatherworking, bow making materials, every kind of craft. There is junk to make it with, and it is just scattered in a pile everywhere.
James.
And you
Wait.
all wondered why I was taught so many different crafts.
Oh, I thought this site would make you puke. But should I get clean?
It's
And
better to have a clean
neat?
workspace, but this is how it looked when I was in training.
Oh. Alright.
As Roland takes him
put the-
over to the bed, to a bed, he sees
Yes.
it's like half pieces of equipment and tools, and half bed, laying the
Put him on the
gym board.
half bed
Looking
part.
at the alchemy setup, does he have anything for mana restoration? So, any plants to chew on or anything?
There are what look to be a couple of strange blue mushrooms growing in a vial that catches your attention. I don't know. I don't think you guys did. Oh yeah, you did because you ran into them in the Toplands. Yeah, these are actually smaller and definitely a little lighter in color, but they look identical to the mana shrooms you found when you were dealing with that giant lyrium flower.
I don't
These
want to put
Ham's
them in his mouth
wise words.
unless I'm absolutely sure. Could I roll profession to profession? Oh, let me see here. Herbalism to ensure that it's the right thing.
Sure. And what you're saying, Roland?
Is Ham saying what's being written in the chat?
Oh.
Yes. Yes, he is.
9. God damn. James is just basically
You're too
shaking his head
tired.
unsure.
Yep. As you look on, James, it looks like it's the same plant, but you're no botanist. As Ham kind of speaks
It's
a
been
light
too
poem.
long since I read the books.
Yep.
In the building, there is a mess. Truly, some do not stress. But that is simply a guess, as I just start walking around.
What was that about?
Remember, he said he did limericks.
That's right. Wasn't bad. Made sense, at least.
As you kind of look about the three of you, you do spot a large bookshelf full of just books of all sorts, some handwritten, some that look to be collected. What does catch your attention most, though, and what draws your eye as Ham starts to look around, James kind of more closer to the door and looking at the bits of botany or bits of plants that seem to be kind of put into the one good window still available in the shop. Roland kind of standing by the bedside. As Ham kind of walks past the forge, what you all hear is the sound of something suddenly crackling, almost as if a fire is coming to life, where a moment ago there was no flame. The room begins to warm, and you all hear a voice. Does anybody speak Ignan by chance?
I do.
Perfect.
Nope, I speak Infernal, so unless there's
Yeah.
some crossover.
Nope, not in this situation. As you hear the voice go, burn, burn, burn all who intrude. Once
cheat.
a warning is given, and now you will be burned.
Intrude, we are not. Your master's unconscious. He chose to speak abyssal. Out in the wastes.
You
It's
hear
like his hands are
silent-
making crackling noises.
The
of
sound
fire.
of fire. You see Ham's mouth almost like spurts little bits of flame. Not actual sparks themselves physically, but mana based as they land on the ground and even fizzle for a moment before completely dissipating without
I
any
try
issue.
and looking around to figure out where this is coming from.
Give me a search check, Rollman. See if you can spot it.
Got this.
Ooh,
14.
14. As you do see Ham kind of looking at the flame, and towards the forge, you do see that Ham seems to be speaking specifically to the forge itself, where now as you look over, a demonic black skull seems to be slightly floating under a flame, and sitting on top of a bunch of coals as it looks over towards Ham and you lot. But that's not the only thing that catches your attention suddenly. You also notice in the top corner, in what looks to be the biggest pile of just random junk, is a small brown turtle that seems to have kind of stood up and now seems to be watching. Its eyes made of small balls of marble that kind of watch, giving the impression of some sort of earth elemental. Similarly, you notice in one of the jars near James, as he seems to be kind of looking over at you, you see a jar of water that is glimmering and seemingly coming to life as it seems to watch.
I'm looking in the air. Is there an air elemental
There is
somewhere?
not.
Don't worry.
He's not the Avatar.
I speak all four elemental languages. I can talk to all of them.
There you go.
But as Ham says this, the creature kind of quietly goes and speaks in Ignan immediately and switches to Orin and then Terran and then Aquin once more and then returns back to Ignan and gives the same statement. Those who intrude are welcome for now. Our eyes watch you.
Ham,
I
what's
bow
going
my
on,
head.
buddy?
We are
Are we gonna have to fight
allowed.
some elementals?
We are allowed here for now. But
The
they are
what
watching.
No
The
touchy
what?
then.
Oh God!
Oh yeah, there's like a couple elementals around, James. So
That's-
don't touch anything.
James just looks over and sees a jar of water circling like a little cyclone in it with little blue sapphire eyes staring at him.
Just a small nod of appreciation. I'll go see if I can wake this idiot up.
As you walk over towards the center of the room where Roman's kind of just been kind of standing over this Archeonker, looking about. Yeah, what do you want to do?
Is there any traditional way to wake up somebody who has just passed out from mana exhaustion, essentially?
Yeah, give me a knowledge history or a knowledge local. I'll take either.
I was gonna hope for a heal check, but okay.
No.
It's
You asked for
knowledge.
tradition. You asked
Yep,
for
you
tradition.
asked for tradition.
I will take a knowledge religion for
Nope. That's what we're doing here. All right.
21.
Yes, it is common in this case to not only smack them once on each cheek, but then pull their beard, and then if they still don't wake up, steal all their wealth.
Because they're dead.
I'm not gonna do that last step. I'm gonna do the first step though.
Well, I'm good at hand smacks. Wait, hold on.
All right, James,
Slap on each.
give me an unarmed strike. Let's see. It's not lethal, but you still got to roll for it.
James, are you doing it? Am I being asked to?
You know what, Ham? You're better at slapping me.
Oh!
Slap him on each
James
cheek.
leans down, looks at him, shakes his head, and then just looks to Ham and gives him a gives
Yeah,
him a
let's have the
nod,
monk
walks
who's good
away.
with his hands punch them.
It's
One
it's
slap on
not-
each cheek, then pull his beard once.
It's non-lethal. It's fine.
And I have, as James pulls out a wand of moderate cure wounds.
Now, this is not going to feel good. So the first hit's a 26,
That hits. Okay.
and the second is a 31.
Okay. Alright, roll me damage.
Right,
He's a monk. It's gonna hurt.
a little more than you think. Let's see. So it'll be 15.
Okay. Is it just 15 for the first punch?
Yep.
You do not surpass his DR.
Damn.
What the hell?
You do not surpass his DR. And for 15, that's 15 damage. That also does not surpass his DR. As you punch him, his flabby cheeks, or as you smack him, his flabby cheeks seem to bounce,
What?
and your hand feels like nothing hit this thing.
What kind of DR is it?
You are unsure.
Because I do magic damage, if that matters.
It does, but that is not the DR. I checked. None of you have the ability to get past his DR. Naturally, or within your items currently.
Well,
Unless
you
someone's
gotta pull his
hiding.
beard now.
You do. You gotta pull his beard
Alright.
next.
Yeah.
Give me a strength check.
Okay. 20.
As you yank, you hear a loud and shrill scream come from beneath you as the figure suddenly awakens and looks you in the eye. A fist coming flying. Let me roll to see.
Nephew, traditional wake-ups.
As an 8 to hit.
No.
Yeah. As Ham easily just moves to the side as the fist kind of just lightly nudges him. Yeah.
I kind of like.
Good.
I put my fist in my hand and I bounce out and I go, tradition followed. Tradition.
He looks up and
Thank you.
goes, "Oh,
Thank you, Ham.
oh, thought it was being eaten."
Why would we leave you in the street to be eaten, dear nephew?
He kind of stays in Dwarvish, looking about the room, and goes, "Ah, you remembered where my office was."
No, we just asked some random person on the street.
It's been too long, so I made sure,
Oh.
but I recognize the way
Okay.
generally.
There's a slight tear kind of slips down his cheek a little bit. The realization.
As the way generally, it's just been too long. Not to mention over top of Venkos' office. Ugh.
Yeah, they moved in. Keldrin led the way for that one. Couldn't believe that.
Well, that might change fairly soon.
Could you speak to the elementals in here to tell them we're not intruders?
Oh, wait, you can see them?
Oh yeah.
I
They're
point
quite
to the jar with the eyes,
As
They
you
are-
look,
the
there's
turtle,
nothing
and
there.
the fire.
There's no
And there's-
turtle and there's no fire.
Oh well, it was there. Maybe they went away.
They had a kind conversation with me about their warning.
Okay, like sits looking at you for a moment, kind of like he's about to say something, but seems to kind of stop, and then goes speaking. It stops and kind of looks at you and goes, "Yes, apologies, And he says something in a language, and says something in ancient abyssal that seems to cause the entire room to, for a moment, envelop in darkness, and then the room goes silent. And he goes, "Ah, there we go." And as he does, you begin to see about 10 or so larger elementals kind of suddenly appear around you all, just standing next to many of you, or to each of you, that weren't there a moment ago, that start to kind of make their way out of the workshop and out of the into the city.
I give them each a polite nod.
I think Yonker goes, "I didn't know you guys could see them. I mean, so few can." Oh,
I mean, we've had to fight a couple.
but no one else in the city seems to see them, so I don't know.
Element can teach you more about fighting than many people can.
Kind of nods to that and goes, beautiful.
James takes his shield off his back and shows it the Earth Elemental Core. Very obvious.
He nods, looking at appreciation, and he gives a light whistle, licks his thumb and kind of polishes it a little bit, looking at as he sees his reflection shine in it. James, not gonna mention at all the fact that he has not once washed his gear since he's made it, and much of it still has,
Yep.
leftovers of different bits of viscera.
My sword is very clean. I'm a very good keep.
I mean, my
keep care
armor
of
and
my shit.
my armor and hammer are very clean right now. It's just the
Yeah, 'cause they're
shield
brand
that's a
new.
little
Yeah. So he kind of does this.
slowly puts it away.
He kind of smiles and goes, I have made so many, though, realizations and expansions on my research that I figured out that, did you know that the dwarves have descended from an ancient clan of Jotuns that were descendants of demons themselves as well? So we're like a half-breed species. So technically, the Venkos have no right to claim that they're purebreds. We're all half-breeds.
No.
Uh.
Half-breed of one, purebred of another. It doesn't change much.
Ah, but it does. And I found this as he kind of like stands up and starts digging through one of the piles, pulling and throwing chunks of just random bits of gear, really. An eyeball flying and smashing against the wall as it squishly splats like a cracked egg onto it and slowly slides down. A couple of jars go flying. A small cat that you didn't know was in there.
What the hell?
As he pulls out a book and flips a few pages. Good, him.
A cat, the enemy of my people.
Ham watches
Ham,
that,
please do
glaring
not
at
chase
it as
the
it
cat.
runs off. It's very racist, James, as Yonker looks
Uh-huh.
back at you. You
I
need
said that in a language he can't understand.
I'll say
Yeah, you said
symbolic
common.
enemy, Cameron. Our actual enemies are the dragons and the Rakshasa.
Very fair. Just want to be sure.
He flips through a few pages and goes, and you'll love this, James. So, you see this. This is our family lineage. Bloodlines of the Treasure Horns and then the Frostbusters, right? Well, see, what the Venkos didn't tell you is that the first kings gave 12 of us, or had 12 sons, and all the houses from then to now have all descended from this family. Well, guess what, James? Guess what one of the houses' names were called back in the day?
Meadmancer.
Meadhammer. Which tells us and that links to our descendants, as we've not only married into this family, but we have direct descendants on both sides. As he taps two shaded in figures.
Yeah, I've met one of the great ancestors, I guess.
No, you don't
Is
get
this-
this. Oh, go ahead, Roland.
Is this worth bringing up at the meeting then? Might give you more sway.
The King's Mood.
It means that we're one of the only houses that technically has right to vote at the King's Moot, but on top of that, we're the only one of the few ones that have claims, because the technical laws, as he kind of digs into another pile and starts pulling out this massive, thick law book that is dwarven laws since the beginning of the Snowbeard Kingdom, and
I'm
this
about
thing
to
is-
hire my nephew, guys.
This thing is half of Ham's height. He pulls it out and flips it
Goddamn.
open. And papers start flying as their little staple bits, basically taped on chunks, crossed out bits that now have other bits written onto it. It's very thick and written through. As he rolls through and goes, technically, the King's Moot said at one point only the Snowbeard Kingdom's houses could give the right to election, which means that we are the only ones that can technically elect a king. This was set because that meant that all the houses or clans and lesser clans would be cadet houses to help the territories and maintain noble bloodlines. And he looks at you and goes, "Do you understand what this means?"
Only
By
James has the
technicality,
right.
I'm probably the only king left.
Oh no, not by a long shot. There's still 6 of the
Oh
houses
yeah,
left.
you guys get around.
But
Okay, thank God.
the good news is that we have some value in here that we can push our vote to make it worth something. And from what I've heard, you're trying to gather forces to do something, right?
More or less.
Now, as he closes the book and kind of shoves it back into the pile, doing the same with the other one, I'm willing to make sure to back up the documentation and my information, but I need a favor.
What's the favor, dear nephew?
An individual by the name of Keldrin Redhook, a member of your father's clan, has been well, causing me problems. I owe him
A
a few gambling
smile, the
debts.
creepiest smile breaks across James's
And he's a
face.
tired smile too.
It's tired too. He goes, I have a few gambling debts, and I may have bet a lot of his money on an expedition that was supposed to pay out, and then the gnolls rebelled.
How much are the gambling debts, first off?
Ham smiles.
Just a little south of 6 million gold pieces.
Those you're on your own with. I'm not paying that much unless you wish to work for me for the rest of your natural life.
No, I'm good. I can probably do something with that.
However, as I pull out a bit of paperwork and I pass him the letter stating that that person doesn't actually exist in my clan.
Kind of looks at it and looks through it and goes, well, yeah, I could have told you that. He's a bastard. He's not
Yes,
technically
but
even legitimate.
he's also going to end up wanted for smuggling people out.
Well, that works. Technically, the Wormfrost are dead line, so he's not nobility. No one will care. Kind of looks at you and shrugs. Makes life easier for you, I guess, and kind of like goes to digging back into some books and looking about and goes, but I know what you're probably thinking about is you need a way to find him, and I have that. That's kind of why they were chasing me. As he kind of like starts digging into his shirt and pulls out a long piece of leather, and begins to unravel it and goes, "This is a map of the Dracathex Temple and all of its blueprints, including." As he gives a smile, and like half of his teeth have been replaced with gems, and goes, "The secret passages that they didn't want us to know about." And
I'm guessing dear uncle has not cared to hear any of this.
oh, no, he doesn't give two damns. Keldrin basically keeps him well fed and well paid. He won't listen to anyone. Plus, it's not like he'll see anyone.
That makes it easier for me to move around, I guess.
Good luck getting even to see him yourself while you're in town. I've had a request for my research to show him for 2 years now. It seems like
Well,
a few months. Yeah.
nephew, I do have an offer for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard, but I have my own
Probably.
keep still here in the still here in the homeland.
That's hard. As he pulls out another book and starts taking out a quill and ink and starts drawing Ham as Ham's standing there looking, I assume, at the fire, looking for the little fire elemental that vanished.
If you'd like somewhere to go to get at least away from your debts for now, you're welcome to move there.
I'll make little notes on his drawing of like little lines off it, and like this is why this was developed in our evolution, and like so on and so forth.
Fluffy butt developed for charming enemies, making more allies.
Fluffy, but when we were on all fours, things like the sneak attacks from behind, it made biting us harder.
As you see, the density of that fur is thick. No, as you mentioned this, Yonker kind of looks over his shoulder as he stops and puts down the quill and ink and kind of turns around in his bed, pushing over a bunch of books and gear that just slide off onto the ground. A vial kind of what looks to be this red liquid spilling out that kind of melts through the stone in front of you. Now giving you a clear view now into the offices down below as someone screams, but Yonker completely ignores this. As he goes, "Don't take this personally, James. Everyone around you seems to die. I heard about the last spire."
That wasn't my fault. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
Yeah, that's the same thing you'll tell them when I'm dead. I'm good. I've got a nice place here.
Wise man.
Friend, if you give me the entrances, boss here hired me to kidnap Keldrin.
Oh, I can do you one better. I can lure him into a place because he wants to meet me to pay off the debts because he thinks I was going to come to you at some point and ask for you to pay off the debts. You want to be
Does
smart.
he know we're here right now?
No. I mean, might, now that you... well, he knows Ham's here at the very least as he looks over and points over to Ham.
It's true.
Beyond
No
that,
one
I doubt
really-
he'd recognize James.
Only one guild that's not in this town knows I've been hired.
There you go.
Well, are you comfortable being bait? They're not going to kill you, right?
Well, Keltern dies, I don't owe any gambling debts.
I'll talk about
Yeah.
you. You said you want to
Oh.
be a bait.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mm.
Listen, it's either that or he chases me down for the rest of my days, so I'd rather help you catch him and get rid of him than, worry about looking over my shoulder. I've already got
All right.
my elementals doing the same thing to me.
We could stagger the traps. I use quotation with my little corgi, like fluffy fingers. Like if we have him, James nearby, trying to act like he's hiding, and then Rollman and then me, they won't expect a 4-layered trap.
He nods.
Especially with the elementals as well. You say they follow you, or do they stay around here?
No, they
They,
just find their way around me.
Huh.
They don't help me much, except for the little one in my forge. His name's Polish.
Oh.
I mean, it's something else, but I don't speak Igni.
Can I get his real name? Can I try?
You can try. I will note, like elementals and creatures of other planes are very particular about giving true names. So
No, I'm not looking for a true name. I'm looking for what does he call himself?
yeah, no, that would be considered a true
I think
name
they
in
only
this
use true
situation.
names.
Yeah.
Oh, then we can easily deal with that.
I don't have
What do you know of his capabilities?
Gotcha. He looks at you and goes, "Well, he's crazy.
Hard not to be.
Well, I mean, like just nuts, like laughing clown nuts. Oh, he is obsessed with the circus. That's something I can say. He's been looking forward to the one that's coming into town. Actually, you guys passed right by it. One of the carts has a traveling group of Chorizen and Knolls that are basically going around and doing the juggling, dancing, singing. They hit all the taverns in Treasure Cove. Actually, they should be performing tonight. I mean, he might be there, but beyond that, as the capabilities, he's good with 2 daggers. Thinks himself handsome. Way too
Does he have
handsome.
magic?
I don't think he does, but I've never seen him not use magic, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Like, if you gave him something that was magical to activate, I don't know if he could. I mean, that's best I can answer. He's never cast anything on me, to my knowledge. So he kind of like pats himself down for a moment, suddenly realizing what had happened.
All right. And you know roughly how many guards he might bring with him?
Oh, none. He thinks himself
Really?
invincible. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh, at the circuses
that's
and
concerning.
stuff. I mean, it's just a tavern. Most people don't kill. I mean, they don't. No one wants to break up the entertainment. It's a big thing. He looks over to James and goes, "I used to take little James here when he was basically a tiny tot to it, and even assassins wouldn't attack nobles. There it was the only place you could act normal." Yeah,
Yeah.
The bathrooms were always the problem. You walked out to go to the stalls out in the alleyway, and shoot, you hope there was no one out there because you got stabbed out there. There's no holds bar.
Didn't one of the guards one time get stabbed?
Yeah,
Walking
and
out
his
there?
son turned into some druid that was worshiping bats and going around fighting criminals. It was a terrible situation.
Yeah, it was not a good time. I'm glad we got him out of the city. Glad you guys got him out of the city. I was afraid of walking in here because I am a little James, knowing he does not look good.
Hunker just looks
He's a
at
little
you
tired.
with a look like, wait, we got him out of the city? What? And just does nods
What?
along.
Wait, he's not?
I didn't
There's
hear
Batman
you.
here.
No, Bat Dwarf. Get it right.
Bat dwarf. Oh, my
Druid
bad.
bat. God damn it.
Druid bat.
Yeah.
Or
Well, if he's gonna be at that tavern,
Flat.
I can go get a look-see and see how strong he is.
Nice
I mean-
hard miss. He's got a hook for a hand. Looks at you and kind of like simulates his right arm.
I could size him up. He's apparently going to assume any knoll that shows up as part of a circus.
Oh,
Oh well.
And you were already planning on juggling.
he has a really big love for, and he looks at him and goes, "Oh my god," and takes a minute.
I kind of look at him. I cock my head a little bit, raise one ear.
Did you know? And he like starts digging. Suddenly turns, starts digging through one of the piles, pulls out a flyer that's just beautifully colored on this pit of what looks to be leather, almost, and it's very fine quality, but it is fully painted with colors that rarely are usually seen for common use outside like portraits for nobles and merchants. And
Oh, this must have been expensive.
James and Rollman, it is literally ham in a beautiful leotard, balancing on a
Okay.
ball, juggling swords that are on fire.
Wait, Ham,
Do you have a
you
twin?
have a twin?
As it reads below, performing, and you read it's tonight and the next 4 days in this town.
Well, James, I think you should probably stay here with your nephew.
Well, if he's gonna go be the live bait, then
Well, not tonight. We're doing.
Good.
What the hell,
Also-
James?
We definitely can't start a fight in the tavern.
Yeah, you want casualties,
That's
James?
no,
I-
I
well,
want him
I
quietly
don't want him
grabbed,
to
drug
get
off so someone can interrogate him.
Does the Knoll look like he's of my bloodline?
Yeah, Ham. Ham. As you look him up and down, he is identical to you in every way, down to the birthmark on the back of his butt.
No. I had a couple siblings. I don't know if they got out. I guess one did.
Well, if he wants to, well, do what you will.
Well,
I
with-
won't interrupt that.
With them being a sibling, I could probably slip into the performance.
No, do what you want. I'm
All
gonna
right.
probably sit in the crowd and see what I can see.
Well, if this guy sees that I'm one of them, it'll be way easier to convince him that that one of their main performers is somewhere to bring the guy somewhere. When the time comes.
Nods at that.
Sure.
All right.
I can go find my brother. I mean, he should be entering town about now. I could probably go find him and talk to him.
Mm.
That's
All
fine.
right.
Since Roland and I are going to join the Adventurers Guild, because due to the bonuses you stated we'd get, we'll go handle that and join it.
Oh,
Copper.
tell them I got you to join. I get bonuses.
Bartholomew,
bonuses.
Ham,
Blackinge.
Blackinge. All right.
Yonker looks between the three of you and goes, I'm going to stay here and try not to get kidnapped.
It's a good idea.
And
That's a great idea, dear
as
nephew.
he looks down at the hole that was created earlier, and like goes, oh, and patch that. He starts looking for his woodworking tools.
Yeah, what was that spilled?
Oh, just a local concoction. It was for a sore throat, but it kind of melted the child I gave it to.
Oh,
That looks like it could melt through stonework. If you can make more of it, I might
It
buy
did. Hey, James, it did.
it did melt the stonework.
As you look down and see thick stone.
James is blinking. Wait a minute, it did. Never mind. If you make more of it, I will buy it.
Yeah, I've got some more of that rubber root somewhere around here that I was messing with. Yeah. Oh.
I guess I'm off to find a sibling that's apparently still alive and find out which sibling it is.
As Roland and I are off to the Adventurers Guild.
Yeah, let's
Reconvene
start
here.
with Rolaman and James. Surprisingly here for this, and there's a reason why. It'll be kind of funny later. We'll get to it. Don't worry.
There'll be an adventure too.
Yeah. As Rolaman and James, as you split off, Ham seems to head back towards the entrance to the city, heading towards the first tavern on the list to go check it out, leaving you lot there to head off on your own. The two of you start heading into the city in the direction that Hyonker pointed you for the guild, or for a local guild. As you head further in, the two of you find yourselves kind of passing a few shops here and there that kind of catch your attention. Some mostly selling items for aquatic work, rings for water breathing, armors that give pressure resistance, harpoons with tons of enchantments.
Wait. Pressure resistance, you say?
Not that kind of pressure, James. The anxiety will never go away. I'm on fire.
Well, no,
tonight.
I need a therapist for that, but
Yeah,
you
right?
know that's separate.
Well, a different kind of pressure armor.
Yeah, the one for actual underwater, which is a hard enchantment to find. So
James takes a note. It's called Haral's Diving Co. And yes, I will put that in the chat for you.
because I might have to buy one of those so I can learn that enchantment.
For your pressure resistant armor. Instantly, I'm feeling this like deep aching sense. It's all right. Don't worry.
There's a lot of
Ham.
water references here.
Right. Well, it is a it is a town that was built by a diver. Just as a note, the guy used to literally go diving into fish. So,
And bringing up solid gold gem encrusted eggs.
As
So, yeah.
the two of you head though up the city, you find yourselves into the nobler district. A few smaller clans and young merchants, prominent merchants, kind of seemingly owning the properties around here. But one of the larger shops, this beautiful marble, gold, and gemstone building that just seems to glimmer almost in the middle of this nobility or noble square. You read or you see the almost platinum inlaid sign. You can tell there's a little bit of silver mixed in there. And it reads the Gilded Kelpie in Dwarvish. Um, Also, it's at this point James realizes you sent Ham alone, who cannot read or speak Dwarvish, and everything in this town is in Dwarvish. Just a side
He'll
note.
figure it out.
He will hopefully
Hey,
figure it out.
you'll find the
He was in here
switches.
alone before. It's fine.
Suddenly, the dread makes sense. But as you see this, this was the building that Hjonker told you to stop by in. They do have a guild inside, supposedly set up. As you lot kind of head up, the building guards kind of dressed in beautiful glimmering cobalt armor, swords made of what looks to be a mix of gold and bronze. It seems to glimmer with dwarven runes all up and down them, kind of block your path as they stand in front of you in front of this massive doorway. The one on the left seems to speak up. His younger appearance catching your attention a little bit, James, for such a prominent city and for such a wealthy-looking building. Kind of a non-veteran
I mean,
Snowbeard
I'm
guard
young
is
too
stalking.
for what I run, so
Yes,
who
but
the
this
fuck
is a
am I to
guard, is what
question?
I'm saying. But as he looks at you, he goes, "Halt!" In Dwarvish, and goes, "Who are you?"
James Dreg, Frostbuster, Treasure Horn.
Dementia treasure horn. He kind of perks up and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I thought you were in Diamond's death. Please feel free to come in. They'll probably be waiting for you, I assume." As they both kind of separate and step to the sides of the doorway.
Thank you.
The
As
door
James walks in.
creepily and eerily opens, very slowly.
We're gonna get eaten.
Into
How come I
a
feel like I'm about to be teleported to Diamond's death?
No, into a beautiful long marble hallway with what look to be reception desks on either side. A long stair, or what looks to be a long stairway heading down deeper into the building. Where even from here you can see beautiful crimson infernal spider silk drapes, kind of just positioned all across the
I keep
walls.
seeing this everywhere. I needed to buy me some.
Beautiful paintings kind of put up all of different members of the Treasure Horn clan that have been prominent, and a few other what looks to be minor, not artifacts, but around what your gear is, so +4 to +5 items kind of put up behind glass on display as almost shown throughout the entirety of the building. It's about 4 stories, 3 of which you can see above you, one of which seems to go down below with the staircase up ahead. But as you enter in, a long red silk-like carpet seems to be thrown out right in front of both of you, as 2 looks to be elven servants that are dressed as almost perfect butlers, kind of stand and smile, bowing each, and stepping aside as a young snowbeard, what you'd probably guess to be lower rank nobility woman, kind of walks over in a gilded noble attire, the moniker of Sarah Zeki's church kind of designed into her clothing, as was common for
Ugh.
many snowbeard clothing before the Civil War. Kind of comes stepping forward. Her platinum blonde beard kind of glimmers slightly as it kind of covers just the list of her chin, and her long flowing hair seems to almost touch the ground as it kind of glimmers behind her, embedded with bits of silver and gold. And she looks at you, James and Roland, and goes, "Ah, young Master James and young Sir Roland, how may I be of assistance?"
We're here to sign up with the guild.
Ah,
Come adventurers.
the Gilded Kelpie does allow for young adventurers to come sign up. We have a separate portion of the building. Allow me to guide you. As she's like turns and starts walking towards one of
Do
the
I
hallways.
recognize this woman since she referred to me very clearly by name?
You can give me a knowledge, nobility, or history to see if you recognize her.
I mean, we're probably getting to the point where people just know who we are without us knowing them.
James,
18. Well, yeah, but this is one of the towns I
True.
surrounded when I was
she
young.
is
So
far younger than you, James, and does not. You do not recognize her or her noble house at all. As
Following
she
along still.
yeah, as she guides you down one of the side hallways, it seems to open up next to the receptionist, almost like magic. It expands where one pillar was. An optical illusion seems to suddenly appear a second one as the hallway opens up. The three of you heading down as she smiles and makes polite conversation goes, yes, so the Gilded Kelpie was founded a few years ago by our grand leader, one of your ancestors, a site member, Hyonker himself, or Hyonk himself, rather, a great and fantastic individual who wanted to see us expand. Very greedy for himself, but we managed to make this town great and continue to help out the locals as we do, including letting
That
guilds get set up in our area.
that tracks with my nephew.
Right? She kind of smiles at that and goes, now, as we're walking through here, if you don't mind my asking, what kind of work are you doing these days, Master James?
I craft, I adventure, and I sell things. I tried to hit all three of my great cares in the world.
Ah, well, then you'll be very happy to hear that one of our more powerful guilds, and more the luxurious ones, has managed to set up a branch in our territory. I think you actually might know the owner of it. As she kind of guides you around, through the end of the hallway and around the corner into what looks to
I
be
feel like I'm not gonna like this answer.
a beautiful looking give me a minute. I'm just pulling up. There it is. A beautiful looking, almost tribal designed guild with pillars and totems. What looks to be kind of individuals dressed in thick dragon scale that they're wearing upon them. Some that are just koboldkins walking around. Um, and as you see or kind of walk over towards them, they give you a moment or kind of will look up and down, and as the young lady kind of speaks up after a quick cough and goes, "Oh, apologies, not them. Give me a moment," and she kind of moves her hands, and the another hallway appears and starts guiding you down further, and goes, "That's another organization we're working with. Here we are," and she brings you around the corner, and you see a bunch of other priests like yourself, kind of standing around, in what look to be priestly attire for the most part, cloth, symbols around their necks of different holy gods, but. As the two of you look about, you do notice most of them seem to be wearing holy symbols that are either cracked, slightly broken, or marked up. Um, and catching your attention as she speaks and goes, allow me to introduce you to the Fallen Priests Guild.
Hmm. James trying to recall any information on it.
Yeah, give me a knowledge history.
Ooh.
Well, recently, a guild like that was said to have popped up in Nolothalm's lands, and specifically in the city of the Crystal Caverns. It's said to be or built into a beautiful church, and that they're a bunch of individuals who kind of basically founded a guild on the idea that gods suck and they betrayed you.
I mean, I don't worship a god, so
Yep. Slight partial note that you recall, they also do kind of slay and kind of focus their mentality on defeating worshippers of gods. So,
I don't worship a god, so I'm fine.
yeah. But as she kind of shows you over to the reception's desk, you see an older looking elf who looks very grizzled, a long gray beard, a missing eye in his right eye, his face kind of gnarled up as he looks up at you and in his somewhat leather adventuring gear that's kind of burnt and broken. And kind of looks at you, James, and as she introduces and goes, "This is Sir Lostfoot, the first." As she smiles and kind of bows and goes, if you need anything now, I will be over back at the Gilded Kelpie. Please feel free to, when you're ready to leave, just return the same way you came." And she gives a slight bow and turns and
Thank you
leaves.
very much. Slow blink at the lost foot senior.
Mm-hmm.
Common name.
Get to the
Does he have a
guild.
missing foot?
The guild leader looks at you, and as you look down, Rollman, there is no missing foot. He looks to have both
Damn.
his feet. Kind of looks at you both and goes, in primitive Elvish, he goes, "What do you want?"
God,
Cyber's
I looked.
Adventurers.
Why isn't the small one speak?
He doesn't know the Elven tongue.
Oh, he's dumb.
He knows a couple
He
words.
nods. He kind of looks at you and kind of pulls out some paperwork onto the table and kind of starts looking through it and goes, "And what rank are you? I'm gonna guess your copper adventures. You look like fucking hell."
Sure.
Nice sword, though.
Thanks.
You get that from anybody of note? He kind of flips some papers.
The guy next to me.
Oh, you're a craftsman. Oh, God, not another merchant. Great. Yeah, okay. He kind of pulls out, leans down and pulls out a separate
Oh no,
piece of paper.
more paper.
It's only one sheet, and he hands it to you, Earlman, and goes, "Alright, so you'll see here, as it's written in Draconic completely, and goes, this reads," he looks up at you and goes, "Do you read
I
Draconic?"
read it. Yes,
Ah,
I do.
he gives a thumbs up and goes, "Alright, go find a table over off to the side and fill it out and bring it up when you're done.
What about him?
Trust me, you'll understand when you read the form."
Oh, okay. I'll be back, James.
All right, in Draconic, do you want me just to stay here, or should I follow you at this point? Given it seemed that exchange was kind of rude towards me.
Sure, come sit with me. Doesn't matter.
As you kind of follow after, and the two of you kind of sitting down, Rollman, as you read through the document, it says, "For those adventurers who have been signed into a deal or a pact with a merchant, please fill out your name, the merchant company that represents you, and the man holding you hostage."
I'm not holding you hostage, buddy. Damn.
You want to be
I
hostage,
lean
apparently,
over and
James.
Yeah.
I look over, I read that. I slowly look up at the elf, the old elf.
He's not
I
looking at
look
you
back
as he's
to
filling out
He's doing his
paperwork.
own work.
It does have a
That's
section
just
for
rude.
achievements as well that you can put down in.
Alright. I fill out the paperwork.
Okay. As you do, James signing his name to the hostage section. You
Fucking
see,
may as well.
are you listing any achievements on there?
Yeah, sure. I'll do the same ones that my thing in the World Anvil says.
Oh, give me a minute. Let me pull that up actually, because I don't recall off the top of my head. Let's go find that first age adventures. Where be my Rollerman?
Probably under the name Rollerman.
Shockingly, I was thinking it was gonna be Sharoon. Excuse me. All right. So you're gonna add the death of James Drake countless times.
Nah, I'll leave that part out.
Oh, okay. So
That doesn't seem like
Okay.
very adventurer work.
gotcha. You put the others down. I'm nodding to that. As you fill this out, I just want to take a moment
Yeah.
and give a somewhat 5-minute break for the players right now, real quick, to think about what they were going to do and what they've just decided to do.
I'm letting him fill out the paperwork because he was told to fill this paperwork out. I'm looking at him.
Oh,
I'm
that is
staring
fair.
daggers
They'll
at roll.
check
You
on
right.
mine.
Yeah, if you write that, they will check everything.
God
in your
dang it.
memory.
I don't put that down.
As Roman kind of takes his finger
Roman
and
starts
wipes
writing it
the
down.
wet
He's like,
ink.
"Oh yes, I get to write down what I've done." And it's like, "Oh."
Just put that you're like a classically trained swordsman and like where
Yeah.
you've trained. Like,
Self-taught.
There you go. As you kind of put that down, sadness as you look at it, kind of accepting it as you finish up, taking the two of you walk back over to the guildmaster's desk and hand it to him as he looks at it and goes, "Yeah, I was really expecting a lot more accomplishments from someone of your stature."
I don't want my mind read.
He looks at you, there's a raised eyebrow, and kind of hands you back the paperwork and goes, "Well, then I'm sorry, you can't register here."
Damn. What the hell? Why?
He looks over at James the Ninja Conic and goes, "Get out of my guild."
Fuck.
Okay, what for?
He kind of starts. He takes out an axe and slams it into the desk and goes, "I said, get out of my guild."
Oh, let's get out of here.
As the two of you turn to kind of walk away and head out back into the Gilded Kelpie,
I
where
thought
you
he was
heading?
chill.
God damn, that guy was not
Do you know
chill
of
at
another
all.
guild in here, James? In the
I
city?
don't know. It's been a while and things have certainly changed. If we can't register here, we'll register somewhere else.
We'll head back to your nephew's place.
Okay. As the two of you
Yes.
start heading that direction. Oh, go ahead, James. Sorry.
Yeah, we may as well. I was just agreeing.
Okay. As the two of you head off, a little bit sadder, the doors opening as you pass by, as they eerily creak and then close behind you, as you head in or off to or back to the docks. Cutting over now to Bartholomew, the Ham Bleckenge. We return back as you start to run off, leaving James and Rollman to head towards the Gilded Kelpie as they were told to. Given strict orders not to, or had coming out rather giving a plan to not go ahead and write down anything, so they won't have to get their minds read and to avoid all that shenanigans. You head off with the confidence, knowing there's no way they can screw this up, Ham.
They just have to with coppers, and they'll only scan like the last week of memories. They just have to not mention the memory thing, and it'll be
And
fine.
this guy said they want to register as
I
Copper
didn't even get to
Adventures, and that's
say
it.
anything. He took what Rollman said for me as well.
Yep, that's
This
how
is
it works.
fucked.
As you head off towards the entrance of the town and find it's quite busy. There are merchants selling goods. Most of it's just food and like random bits and goods that are off-brand, cheap, and trying to get people just into their shops as quick as possible. A couple of people that just have like cloth, like little cloth dolls set out on the floors of the streets as people on large beasts of burden, we'll call them, kind of pass by, fully ignoring them. As you kind of push your way through the busy street, you find the large tavern called the Gilded Egg. A large by taverns outside of the Snowbeard territories. Here, this is kind of small as you walk in, only housing about 100 Snowbeards on the inside and having half of a full bar and no kitchen as you look on. But they do seem to have a back area where you can see a huge stage is being set up. And as you look around, you see a bunch of performers kind of going about getting things moved around.
Well, I'm looking for a specific person. Let's see.
Let's get that search check. Your favorite.
Yeah. Nope. That's 17.
17,
Not bad.
not bad. As you look about, you do see a figure standing on the stage off to the side, kind of almost starting to walk off and heading behind it. Looks to be identical to you, wearing a very tight leotard made of pink silks and blue feathers.
Can I figure out which sibling this is?
Uh,
Uh,
yeah, give me. That's an interesting one.
which of my potentially many, being a dog breed, younger siblings
Let's
is
go
this?
gather info. We'll go with that based on what you're seeing.
Okay. Alright. So +6 because of that.
Ooh, nice.
And you say nice, but compared to my actually good checks, I'll take it on the roll. 25.
25, not bad, not bad. As you look them up and down, that is not your family member. There's no possible way. There's just something that's not right about that individual. You don't know who that is.
They are not using an illusion to look like family, motherfucker.
The kicks. He's back.
Well, Jakix has never really disguised himself, so
Well, we don't know that.
Well, yeah, that's true.
at
To be
least around
fair,
us.
Their eyes look normal. I'll ask the obligatory questions.
I mean, yeah, from the it looked like again, it looked like it was a sibling of yours. To be fair, it looked identical to you, Ham.
Impersonator.
I swear to God, if because I have that feat that makes me moderately famous, they decide to look just like me with an illusion, I swear, if this is just a doppelganger.
As you start to I assume heading over to go find out who this person is.
Yeah, I'm gonna at least go ask some of the other people that are setting things up, like, who is that?
Yeah,
And why do they look like?
as you walk over towards one of the snowbeards that seems to be wearing the similar uniform, or like an actual uniform with the company's or the business's name on it, setting up a couple barrels of that look to have like juggling balls into it, as well as something else that you can smell smells like oil, like fire oil. As you kind of walk over to him, he seems to immediately look up and goes, "Oh, Cabbage, what do you want? Why are you wearing a weird outfit?"
No, not Cabbage. Don't know you. Sorry.
Kind of common
Um,
continues and goes, of
kind of.
course you know me. Listen, Cabbage, just because you're the top of the fucking food chain right now, I've been tumbling with you for years.
Your friend Cabbage just walked into the back. I wanted to ask why they look like me.
And looks back, looks at you, and goes,
I'm
"Holy shit,
Bartholomew.
Cabbage, you have a clone."
I'm Bartholomew. It's nice to meet you.
Bartholomew? What kind of weird name
Yes.
is that?
Well, most people call me Ham.
Most people call me Pork. That's funny.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Looks you up and down and goes, "You don't look like a ham."
Just shrug. People are racist.
Nods at that and kind of appreciation and like with a knowing look and goes, "Yeah,
Yeah. I kind of saw the poster and was curious. I've been confused by this person twice already, and I've been here for less than a day.
Shoot, you look
And
like you're spitting image."
I know they're not related to me, and only my clan looks like me, so I'm very confused.
No, Cabbage don't have no siblings. I picked him up when he was a puppy.
That's strange. Where'd you find him?
Oh, he was just, running around the city. We were in the capital of the Snowbeard territories, and he just ran around tearing up scraps, chased a cat off, cast a spell on him, and boom, he was perfectly fine.
By any chance, do they have like a birthmark, like on like the butt cheek?
Yeah. I think that's also where I saw the caster fucking smack him on the butt, and when he grew and looked like that. Didn't look like that always.
Yeah, rubbing my snout, I'm like, do I have a missing sibling? You related?
He looks you up and down and goes, "Shoot, so were you like a puppy too, or like some mage come by and cast some magic on you to let you speak?"
No, there's a full sapient clan of people like me. I'm just a gnoll.
Oh yeah, gnolls, yeah, they're not just a full myth, no.
We have a country now.
Oh yeah. If you believe all that fake Frostbuster news.
I lay out like the updated map that I got not in this country. And I'm just like, we have a country.
I've seen these fake maps. Listen, they update them all the time. It happens. Trust me. Gnolls aren't a real thing.
Oh my god, he's a fucking conspiracy theorist.
He's a conspiracy theorist.
He looks at you and goes, "Think about it. Why would the collective give us free books? Like, you know how expensive a book of that size would be to make?"
I have been asking that question for years.
Ham's no, he knows what the issue is.
Look,
true problem.
That theory, yes, Ham is very curious. That's why they're handing up.
He just kind of shrugs though and goes, "Well, I couldn't tell you, but I mean, you are the spitting image of Cabbage. You want to go talk to him? He's fully available. He should be ending his performance practice any minute."
I'd appreciate it.
Sure. Turns back and goes, "Cabbage, I got a treat for you. Come here." And as he pulls out a little steak bone out of a bag of holding, and Cabbage comes running on all fours as he turns and goes, No, you gotta stand on two like you were taught. Come on." As he runs over and takes the steak bone in his mouth and starts chewing on it and looks at you and goes, "Hi, I'm Cabbage."
What would I roll? Is this a dog turned into a gnoll? Like,
you can give me a heal check, or you can give me a sense motive check.
Oh, sense motive. Yeah. Sure. What the fuck? 29. What the
So
hell?
James got it right. This is an awakened corgi that's been slightly increased in size. This is not a beast folk.
Oh,
This is a dog.
This is a full-on dog.
Dog with 6 intelligence.
I didn't realize there
Well,
was
no, awaken can increase
Oh yeah,
intelligence.
3d6.
Yeah, 3d6 intelligence boost. I didn't realize there was an actual dog breed that looked like our people. Odd.
Brother! And he immediately grabs you into a hug, and his tail is
No.
wagging.
Absolutely not.
Ham, you made a friend.
I've made a friend, not a family member.
As he wraps his arm around you, he whispers into your, "Please save me. They keep making me perform."
You know what? I'm all for this.
I'll whisper to him, we can sneak you out. I can take your place in the performance. I can escape.
I got you. Brother, I'll remember this. As he kind of breaks away from the hug and looks over at Pork and goes, he's family.
Here, can we talk in the back room? You said you had a place you were practicing?
And Pork just gives him a nod, and Cabbage kind of smiles and starts walking back up onto the stage, leading you into the back area, where you see about 30 other creatures that at first you think that there might be beast folk, but given what you've just learned about the Cabbage, you're not sure these are beast folk.
So here's the plan. Me and my friend here are going to switch outfits.
Right now?
You're not warning me?
Nah, he got this. Trust.
I've got this shit.
Okay.
We're gonna a nice corner train to change in, and we're gonna switch places.
Perfect.
And he's gonna walk out like he's me.
As you trade clothes with him, he kind of smiles at you and goes, "I can't believe it."
No.
Yes.
Of course, I don't give him my magic items.
No, I figured you're just giving him your monk
But
robes.
I'm I tell him what Roland looks like. I'm like, find him, make sure he knows you're not me. I'll sneak out of here later.
He nods and goes, "Alright, deliver
Now,
message to Rolamin, man with pointy ears."
Yes, if anyone asks, your name is Ham.
Ham. Like pork.
Don't cause any trouble. Go.
He kind of nods at you and goes, "How does..." Oh, and he starts slow walking out, trying to act really calm and cool.
Look, he can act however once he gets out of the building. He just has to get out of the building.
He starts to walk.
Let's see how good he is at performance.
You'd be surprised.
Yep.
As he walks around it calmly, takes a breath, and walks onto stage. And Ham, you're looking at a spitting image of yourself. It's creepy. As Pork just looks up at him and goes, "Oh, you're already leaving? Oh, okay." And Cabbage doesn't say a thing and just kind of gives a nod and starts walking past.
I have until night to use my good performance to learn his routine.
As he makes a run for it and heads out. All right.
I'm guessing you at least told him to go towards the docks to find us.
Gave him a description to go find Rollman, so...
He's off to find Rollman. Look, he's a little dog. I don't think he would understand, because he's never been here before. He's not going to understand the description of where to go. On Rollaman, who no one here should look like, he should be able to find Rollaman.
Well, at the very least, yeah, because as you've been shown, most of the elves here are slaves. There ain't any adventure elves that come this deep into the country.
He's looking for green-wearing elf who's not a slave and has a big sword.
Yo.
Then there's it down pretty heavily.
Exactly. All right. As
walking along
Ham,
a short man in heavy armor.
Ham is going to practice his perform. Give me a perform check just to see if you are able to grasp what the performance is, because you didn't even ask him what it was before he left. So.
Yes, but I see the poster and I saw what he does.
That's true. So let's see if you can figure out everything.
And I am good at perform. This isn't what I thought I'd be doing with my perform checks. That will be a 24.
24. So the good news is that you do kind of get the routine roughly down of what he does. Balances on a ball with one foot, juggles flaming swords, and keeps a ball balanced on his nose. Downside, they were not fake swords. They are real, and they are very sharp, as you feel.
Upside, Upside, I am very dexterous.
You're also fire resistant. Good news, but then it's still for a
Well,
little bit
I
longer.
do.
Is it still an hour? It's still under an hour?
You are. I mean, roughly at this point, it is. But by the time of the late night performance, you probably will be up.
Yeah. You might want to use this time to figure out how to not mess up
Yeah,
with the
that's
flaming
So
sword.
that's what I'm saying for the
flaming sword.
practice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the flaming sword is one part, and I'm assuming they're not gonna kill me because if he can do it, he didn't have any special gear to do it. I should be fine.
I mean, from what
Hopefully.
you could tell, he didn't have any special equipment. It's all base, just
All
clothing.
natural.
Yep. But okay, as you begin to practice, kind of watching the routine, getting it down, focusing your mind on it, you really don't have much time to talk to the other air quote beast folk amongst the performers, and the few accepted individuals of the Snowbeards and the few Chorizen amongst this group that seem to be running things don't seem to much want to talk to you. Besides Pork on occasion yelling to give you orders. So.
Yep.
All right. As you kind of begin to perform for the next few hours, kind of practicing watching this, we're going to jump back over. As James and Roman are heading down the street towards Yonker's workshop, you see about halfway down Ham running straight at you with fear in his eyes, but nothing chasing
Oh.
him.
As
I'm
I
ready
get
to fight.
Mm-hmm. Roman grabs
James
his
cracks his neck,
James.
hand on his weapon.
Still tired as shit.
Well, I have an ability that can help, but I'm not going to use it yet unless there's actual danger.
No, that's fair. As you or James, as or Ham comes running up, seems to stop immediately in front of you two and goes, in common speaks, Rollerman?
Yes, Ham? What are you running from?
I'm not Ham. I'm Cabbage.
You're the one on the poster.
Post? Yes.
Why are you wearing Ham's clothes?
And he kind of like stares off into space for a second and kind of then looks back at
Cabbage.
you. Goes, yes. Ham have message.
Okay, what's the message?
I don't remember.
If you're here and you two look exactly alike, he's probably taken your place.
Yes. Oh, and he says, don't eat pork.
I'm confused.
So am I. Pork tastes delicious.
Is pork the name of something other than a food?
Yes.
It's the name of somebody we should be worried about.
Cabbage isn't worried.
Alright, well, Cabbage, my name is James. It's nice to meet.
Nice to meet you, James.
Close enough.
You know what? Close enough.
J is a hard letter for a dog.
So is Ham gonna meet us later, or what?
Ham said to give you hook. That's what it was. He kind of looks on himself and goes, I don't have a hook. I forgot the hook.
James is adding up really quickly. He's tired. It's to the point where it's come full circle. He's going to use the fact that he's in his place to get the guy alone and take him. We don't have to worry.
Like, fight him?
Or kidnap him, one of the two. You'll go still as planned tonight.
Okay.
Cabbage, I guess, will stay with us.
You
Oh.
watch this cabbage fellow.
Is there food?
Cabbage,
Maybe?
Yes.
we can get food.
His tail wags.
Cabbage, I'm a merchant. Do you know what that is?
No.
Guy who buys and sells lots of things.
Okay.
So I can help you get a lot of food.
Alright,
Food.
James, you go with this cabbage fellow. Do I think this cabbage guy is not gonna be like some hidden assassin who's gonna stab James while I'm gone?
You know what? You
I'm
can
gonna
give me
sense
your
motive,
profession
Cabbage.
mercenary.
Okay. Can't be too safe.
I like to sense motive, Cabbage.
He could have killed Ham, For all we know.
James is trying to sense Cabbage's motive with an 18.
Okay.
11.
11. Roman, what are you trying to guesstimate from this individual?
I'm figuring if he's like me an assassin who's gonna kill James when I'm gone.
His class is definitely not an assassin. With how he's nimble, but his hands, as you realize, don't have thumbs.
Wait, hold on.
Yes, as you start to wonder, that means he's
Sam has thumbs.
Yeah, he does. That's what you start to wonder. Yes. For the sense motive, James. I mean, this guy hasn't told you any lies, and he's definitely not seeming hostile in any way to you. I mean, he doesn't seem to have the intelligence to hide his hostility.
All right,
Rollman, I think I'm fine with him.
yeah,
I'll
keep an
just
eye
go
on
with
him.
Yonk. By the way, as we were walking here,
Mhm.
what the fuck happened in the guild? Did you say
Oh,
to
they
him in
kicked us out.
primitive?
I said I didn't want to be mind read.
James just. You're
I thought
not
we'd be off with
supposed
the
to
guy.
say that. No. You're not supposed to say that. That's the quiet part. We don't say that out loud, buddy.
Well, next time. There's plenty more guilds.
A couple elven servants pass by whispering, very not quietly about the two of you talking, and Rollman being treated like a equal as they run off around a corner and scurry away.
All right. Well, I'm going back to that tavern.
Well, here, as I pull out a couple of, I give you just a small amount of gold. That way you have spending money to stay there for apparently a
I,
few hours.
I have money, but okay.
Hey, better safe than sorry.
Okay.
Alright.
How much do you give me?
I'll just hand you 5 because that should be more than enough for food and drink for a few hours.
Cool. I now have 787 gold.
Oh no! Dude, this is his retirement fund in the background.
Yeah, I don't have to pay him a bunch. He just has to have enough that when he retires, he can buy a house and
I
never
want
be
to buy a
bothered.
house.
God damn it. All right. As Roman heads off towards the bar, and James heads back with Cabbage to Hyonker's base, his little workshop, if you want to call it. I guess.
House?
No,
House.
horde would probably be a better word for it. I was
Oh no,
thinking of.
Hyonker's a dragon. I knew it.
No, but he should be. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break, actual 5-minute break this time, for those who need a bio break and need anything else. So we'll be back for the viewer instantly, but for us, we'll be back in about after 11 after. So see you in a moment. All right.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. He hides it behind his back.
No. You said stab. That can't stab. That can cut.
That's fair. We return back, though. Now that DM has his notes ready to go. Okay. So as Ham as James and Rollman split up, James taking Cabbage back to Hyonker's workshop where the two, he's able to kind of take a moment, relax, watch Hyonker kind of dig through his hoard of books and equipment as he works on random little knickknacks here and there. Cabbage happily just sitting there eating some rations, wagging his tail as it thumps against the stone floor. Rollman, as you find yourself back at the tavern, with the Gilded Egg, where you see Ham already up on stage, managing to juggle about 4 swords of the 6 you saw on the poster throughout the city. As you head in, the barkeep kind of sees your ears, clocks you immediately as an elf, and just immediately starts ignoring you as he goes to attend to another customer.
Damn. Okay.
But as you go
I
off
guess
to the
10.
side, yeah, heading off to the side into the playroom. That's not the word I'm looking for. That sounds wrong.
Showroom.
Showroom. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. There we go. You find an open table where, I mean, there's not many people here yet, as it's still around midday-ish. So for the most part, as you kind of watch some of the performers working about, a couple of the elvish servants that are working with the beast folk up on stage kind of seem to clock you and eye you up for a moment, and as soon as they see your big sword, most of them stop paying attention immediately and go back to what they're doing. But otherwise, Ham, you can see as you look out off the stage, the Rollerman just kind of sitting there watching you perform alongside other performers on the stage as you practice.
I nod.
I throw Rollman a wink.
What the hell? I don't swing that way.
Well, if I throw a knot, it'll be noticed.
Roland, you suddenly feel your shoulders being massaged as two meaty hands kind of wrap themselves
Uh-oh.
around you. And you hear a deep voice in Dwarvish go,
Am I getting thrown out?
"So are you a slave or adventurer?"
I'm a free man.
Ah, strong one at that, as he just gives one more rub and then lets go as he gives you a light tap and walks around to stand in front of you, and you see Pork. He kind of
Okay.
looking at you in his now noble attire of what looks to be more of a showman's kind of outfit. Little top hat on, glimmering red shirt, pants that seem to flow with the wind, a little too tightly in certain places for some viewers. As he smiles up and goes, "Ah, if you are free, would you be interested in pursuing a life adventure with myself and my crew?" He gives a light wink.
I think I get up to more adventure than you could offer.
Ooh, I like a man with spice. Elvish.
Do you run this crew?
Ah, yes, I do. This is the Cabbage Circus. I bring many beast folk from across the world and to this circus to perform and get a chance at the stardom, make a good fortune, and retire to a good and comfortable life. Our star performer you see up there right now, Cabbage, has been the greatest of interest. Though this will be one of his last performances, unfortunately.
Oh, really? Why?
He's getting old. I'll have to put him down here soon. His mind is going senile. His magic is going intense. We watched him almost accidentally explode a building with a fireball spell earlier.
Really? Uh-oh.
Suddenly, the Roman realizes he has left James with a ticking time bomb of stupidity.
I'll be right back. I need to use the restroom.
No worries. His Roman kind of stands up as the guy walks away for a second and
Okay, and I put in my earring and say, James, that's a ticking time bomb in that house.
James, as we cut back to you, for
What
a moment,
earring?
you don't
The
have.
messaging earring. You don't
First
have
off,
one?
well, he does. You don't
Oh,
hear
I do.
anything. But as we cut back to Roman, who hears no response off of it as he steps into what is surprisingly an indoor laboratory, which is rare for many taverns, and not uncommon amongst dwarvish ones, but as you find yourself in there, a couple of stalls set up an actual washing basin that looks to be filled with some murky water, and a full attendant just standing there with what looks to be a leather cloth.
I'd take a piss.
You go over, a couple of snowbeards pass by as you're standing in there. As you're in there, Ham, as we jump back over to you for a moment, Pork seems to kind of walk over to you after Roland leaves, heading off, and looks up at you and goes, "I tell you, Cabbage, I just can't find a good man."
I kind of just like grunt because I'm assuming I'm still mid practice.
Yes, fully.
I'm assuming that he's told not to fuck up his practice because it would look bad. So I'm kind of really focusing.
Yeah, continues and goes, you know, the last one just didn't like me. You know what? I got stuck in that charm of mine, ended up devouring his entire lifespan, and I can't find a man at all. It seems like all the good ones run from me, or they can smell my magic. You're the only one who understands the fact of lichdom, I tell you, as he kind of walks back behind the stage, leaving.
Oh my god!
What a guy.
Ham just cold sweat.
What have you taken your place of?
Fucking circus.
This is some fucked up circus.
Ham's cold sweat and performance improves quite a bit as the sun.
Oh, don't worry, dude. I'm gonna vanish like mid performance. The moment I'm off stage, I'm gonna be gone. This guy goes to look for me.
As you kind of continue working, Roland, taking a moment, we're gonna jump over to James for a second. James, at this point, we jump back in
Cabbage,
time for a
get that out of your
moment.
mouth.
Yeah, we've set back a moment in time, a little bit before Roland messages you, as you See Hyuk kind of working away, he making a mix of this rubber root that he was telling you about that he's heating up and kind of showing you what it is, realizing this is a root from like the deepest levels of the Underdark and probably worth a fortune, and he's just casually making soup out of it, as he's messing with it. Uh, as he shows you.
Nephew, I'm gonna tell you honestly, that thing is not from the surface. You know that, right?
He looks at you and goes, "Oh, yes, it is. I find it all the time. There's a cave nearby. You walk in, you fall over, and boom, you're suddenly there, and then you just got to climb back out for a few days."
That's not the surface if it takes a few days to climb out.
It totally is. The light goes low enough. It's probably accurate. You just don't understand, my uncle. It's okay. You've been away from the Snowbeard lands. You've lost your dwarven sense. The stone sense does leave you when you keep your head above clouds too long.
I spent just as much time on the ground or under it as I have flying.
And looks at you. As ham or as cabbage continues chewing at this like fucking ration and looks at you, James, and goes, "Oh, I feel funny." James, for a moment, you feel something in your ear and you hear something, but it seems to dissipate just as quickly, and not really catching who or what was said. As Cabbage kind of looks at you, his stomach kind of rolled or expanded a little bit, and just kind of
I'd like
pats
to
it.
roll a heal check.
Feel free.
He's got a tummy ache.
19.
As you kind of look him up and
First,
down,
this is not this is not a beast man. This is a corgi.
he is definitely a dog. Yeah, he's definitely not a beast folk. It's pretty easy to tell from that. Secondly, he didn't eat the ration. As you look over, and it's just torn up. He hasn't actually eaten it. Something else has just filled his stomach.
What did you just eat, Cabbage?
Nothing.
Cabbage, what did you eat?
Nothing.
Spit it out.
What did you put
Stands
in your
up.
mouth?
Backs away towards the door and looks at you. Goes, "Nothing."
Buddy, I'm not upset. I just need
Guy takes a step to
you
the
to
door
tell
and
me.
halfway out the door. Uh-huh. I didn't eat anything.
Then why is your stomach bulging?
It just happens.
Well, you can just sit down and relax. Remember, you wanted to get away from where you were?
I don't like you walking towards me.
James has not walked towards him.
You look like you're walking towards me.
I won't walk towards you if you don't want me to. Sit down and relax.
I don't trust you.
I would like to diplomacy
Go for it.
Cabbage. Visor up.
I think he already was, but it
James,
wasn't.
I'm
I understand
making
why he was running.
James is Iron Manning. Oh, I will say, as far as it goes, he's
30.
naked right now. He's not wearing your clothes anymore, Ham. He has taken
Oh, he
them
took him
off.
off.
Yeah, 30. What do you say?
Just you can sit back down where you were. I will leave you alone unless you need to go to the bathroom or something, then feel free to step out. But since Ham sent you, I'd like to make sure you're safe, since Sam cares about you that much.
Eyes you as he walks cautiously back to his seat. As you go back, kind of working about as you are, a few hours go
I'd
go
like
by.
to roll Arcana check.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a knowledge arcana.
Since he's definitely a fucking corgi, something's funky here.
True.
Arcana.
Oh no.
Really need to start pumping points into that, but that's beside the point. God.
Oh yeah. No idea. James, this dog is not magical. There's no way.
Feeling something seems odd about Cabbage there.
Younger looks over at him and goes, weird dog. Kind of continues stirring his pot as he throws some blue bits of rubble into the pot, and it starts to glimmer a greenish color for a moment, just kind of almost going into an emerald-like appearance.
Well, it looks pretty.
He nods and goes, "Oh, it's not done. We got hours. No, don't worry. We're gonna be here for a minute. You sit down. We're gonna need 2 books to write up the full recipe."
If I sit down, there's a chance I will not stand back up. I will stay standing.
Shrugs and continues stirring the pot as he goes, with the other hand, digs through a pile, grabbing things. As we take a moment, James spending the next couple hours watching and working on this. Ham and Rollman. Rollman, as you kind of came out of the restroom and sat back down, looking about. Pork nowhere to be seen, thankfully, leaving, seemingly disappearing backstage. Um, about an hour into kind of watching people start to kind of flow in. Some adventurers from the local guild, as well as just out of towners that are doing work. So you do see a few what look to be Koboldkin and Eric Cochran kind of standing amongst their rank. No elves, unfortunately. And then a lot of snowbeards begin to pile in. Even a few joining your table as they order drinks and kind of just begin to wait for the show to begin.
Keeping an eye out for the one we're looking for.
Okay. Give me a
See
search
blue
check.
tables.
19.
19. As you look about, there's a couple of hooded figures that haven't shown their face, but that you can't see their hand to get a good enough figure on them. And there's 4 of them. All of them seem to be sitting closer to the front row, but they seem to be slightly split up enough that you'd be noticeable if you went and try to grab one of them, like aggressively, speaking.
Yeah.
But as you watch them, they seem to be the likeliest of subjects. Otherwise, none of the others seem to catch your interest, as about 60 or so snowbeards kind of flow into this room.
All right.
As the music begins and the drapes go up, you see as a lizard folk, air quotes, comes out and begins to announce with flame in the air by basically spitting out fire that seems to be more liquid from your notice than actually flame. That kind of spells out "Welcome to the show" as Pork comes on or on stage and goes, "And we are back with the Great Cabbage Circus. We here at the Beast Folk Emporium appreciate you all coming out for the show." As he starts to go into his whole spiel, waving a little black piece of wood that seems to create little bits of magic that flutter in the air, spelling out words as he speaks. Calling out for claps and cheers as he does so. The performance begins, and the first group comes out as you see 2 members of the Patter family, in air quotes, come out and begin working a small tightrope over what looks to be an opened up bag of holding that you can see a snapping jaw of a beast kind of grabbing out of as the 2 kind of basically walk over it, trying not to fall. Meanwhile, Ham backstage, as Pork comes back from the stage and sees you kind of waiting, the others in line, kind of the other beast folk watching you, somewhat avoiding getting close to you, but many of them watching you mostly, keeping eyes of envy on you. You feel Pork suddenly, almost his eyes linger onto you as he walks behind stage and stares and stops and goes, "Oh, Cabbage, later tonight we need to speak in my chambers. I hope that's acceptable if you're free."
Just give like a dog style nod.
Give me a perform check.
Yeah.
See if you can maintain
Oh,
the
the dog.
cabbage.
How good is man dog at acting like just a dog?
I would hope that you're good at it.
You would think. 26.
26. Good work. He kind of nods at that and goes, "Oh, and put on a good performance. I hear that rich fella, James Ironheart, is in town, and if he's interested, I'd like to try and get his opinion on the business, maybe invest it a little bit."
Yeah, I'll nod. When he's like leaving,
Yeah.
I'll say like, can Cabbage just speaks in like kind of broken common, right? Just kind of some random words.
Mostly, yeah.
I feel like Hookman smell like other men, like men.
As you quietly say this, you see as one of the what is a sheepfolk beastman kind of looks at you.
I do want this guy to subtly hear it because apparently he's looking for a man to drain of life. If he kills the hook guy for us, that'd be great.
You say it loud enough, but as you watch, Pork does not stop and just continues walking past. The only person that catches that seems to kind of catch it otherwise is the sheep beast folk that's kind of staring at you now with horror in their face. As the sounds of screaming kind of draw your attention, Rollman on stage, you watch as the patters fall into the bag of holding.
Oh.
Devoured and blood and viscera kind of flying out as the people cheer and laugh.
I did not think it was going to be that kind of show.
One of the dwarves looks over at you, very into his cups, and goes, a very thick dwarvish, and goes, "Oh yeah, half of them die in almost every performance. It's part of the fun. I heard Cabbage might die today. They changed out his swords to give him slipping oil on the handles to make it funnier."
Interesting. Interesting.
Kind of takes another deep drink.
Okay. I'm looking around at all the people cheering. Is there anyone that has a hook?
Two of the figures at the front row that you suspected, both have gleaming hands on their right hand, but you were not able to get a good enough look at them to tell if they were hooks or not.
Okay. I'll wait. I'll wait for my moment.
Okay, continue watching. Okay. All right. As the next act goes up, the sheep called on stage to sing and begins to sing a beautiful opera as a swinging or a shark begins to be swung from above them, chomping at the bit, trying to bite the sheep as it changes pitches, dodging the shark as it does so. The crowd cheering as it happens. We pop over though once more to James. James, as you're kind of sitting there enjoying yourself. For a moment, you see as Cabbage kind of smiles at you and gives a light belch, and fire flies out of his mouth slightly.
Okay. Like a fireball or just like a puff of fire?
Like a small bit of fire, like he's almost like a draconic burst.
Has his belly gotten bigger?
It is shrunk slightly.
Oh.
You okay over there?
Uh-huh. As he gives a louder belch, and you see a bit of a roar of fire that kind of doesn't singe you, but you feel the heat coming from it.
Does it feel like it would do more than 15 points of damage?
Potentially, yes.
If you really need to let off a big one of those, nephew, would it be alright for him to let off that type of belch into your forge?
Tunker looks at you and goes, "No! Go outside, you stupid mud!" Cabbage kind of like head down, slight sadness, turns and walks outside. A moment later, James, I need a fortitude save.
Is this against the spell?
No, this is against a bright ass light in the darkness outside.
This is against being blinded.
Yeah.
Fucking visor drops. Doesn't help.
No. Your welding mask doesn't save you. Oh, hey, well, actually, as for a moment, James takes a second, realizing what what Cabbage is about to do, turns, and as a loud roar is heard out, a glimmer for miles, all the way over into the Samoglands, a light of Gondor can be seen glimmering from Treasure Cove as Cabbage lets out a loud belch.
Light the beacons!
Exactly.
Now all of China knows you're here.
As this goes on for a moment, James kind of sing this. James, as you look about, give me just a spot or listen check. See if anything catches your eye.
On his monocles.
22. James, as you look about the room, kind of just looking at things. I assume that's a spot, or is that listen?
That's spot.
Okay, spot. as you look about, have the room, just kind of seeing the things in there as you're have taking a moment as the stirring is becoming too rhythmic, and you can feel yourself slightly droll, almost beginning to fall asleep standing. Something catches your attention off to the side on one of the shelves. The same, not exact, but almost identical, with a duller colored gemstone dagger, seems to be sitting on the shelf, identical to the one that killed Ball.
Nephew,
Kind of looks
what's
at
with that
you.
dagger?
Goes, "What dagger?"
As I point to it directly.
He looks over and goes, "Oh, I found it one day and it just appeared here."
Hmm. Might want to consider getting rid of it.
He nods and goes,
I've
"Oh,
seen similar that are very cursed.
you take a look at it and tell me what you'd give me for it so I can tell what I can sell it for."
Without touching it, I'll give it an appraise check.
Okay, give me an appraise check.
Da-da-da-da-da. And this is on a metal item, so I get a bit of a bonus. There we go. 24.
This is the real deal, James. It's another copy of this item. And you'd guess it to be probably, I mean, it's priceless. To the right buyer, this could go for a fiefdom.
But it doesn't seem charged with magic right now,
Correct.
does
There's
it?
no. It seems to be completely absent of any form of magic.
I'll buy it off of you.
He looks at you and goes, "All right, well, take a look around the rest of my stuff, and if you find anything else you're interested in, yeah, let me know. I'm trying to downgrade a little bit. I got a bunch of new things coming in next week."
I guess James is gonna have his own little shopping episode.
Yes.
Keeping an eye around.
All right. As you start digging around, we'll come back to you in a moment. Actually, before we jump, give me another spot check to see if you catch anything as you're looking around, because you're just looking for anything of value in this case.
Yeah, for
Could
the
be
dagger, I'll
anything.
probably give him like a cool grand.
Yeah.
100 grand, I mean.
Okay. Let's see what you got for the spot check. I will say the dagger is in what looks to be a holder right now on the shelf, so 23. Yeah, as you start looking around, we'll keep that note as we come back to you in a moment.
The monocles come in handy. These are
I-
now the merchant's monocles.
I keep having to pause because I keep almost calling ham syndrome. It takes me a minute to adjust my mind for a second. I'm like, wait a minute, no. Ham enrollment.
You're not alone. I was having that issue. That's why I spent the time before session just going, Ham is here.
Yeah. Ham enrollment. As you continue listening, the performance goes on as the sheep watches its head torn off by the shark, and
Oh for
people
two.
seem to laugh and cheer. Pork comes out, kind of helping as the body gets cleaned off, telling a funny joke as he looks out and goes, "Ah, truly a sheepish business. Ah, but I digress." As the crowd kind of laughs and chuckles at that, more than you'd expect them to, Rollman. And he goes, "The moment you all have been waiting for. The great, the invincible, the glorious Cabbage," as the stage begins to open up and begins to glimmer with hoops of magic. As Cabbage, are you going to appear?
Yeah,
All right. As you come
I've got
out,
this.
give me a perform check. Let's see how this goes.
I give you a thumbs up if you look at me.
Your thumbs up means a lot because that's a nat 20 for a 31.
Holy shit.
Perfect.
As you come out
Here we
on the
go.
ball, rolling up onto the ramp, you watch as swords begin to float up into the air as Pork moves his little wand around, his little black burnt branch, and they immediately, as he moves them down into the oil and pulls them out, they ignite as they pull out on fire as he floats them over to you as you start one by one grabbing them, tossing them in the air. Finally, he takes a ball, a small one at first, and places it on your nose using magic as you continue to balance it with comfort and ease, jumping as swords kind of come nipping at your feet, bouncing off the ball without issue. as you begin this performance, is there any flair or anything you want to add to it for yourself?
While I'm like juggling the swords when they come, right?
Mm-hmm.
I start randomly switching the ball on my nose to holding one of the swords up by the handle, like upwards, and I keep flipping them out randomly.
Okay. As the ball vanishes, disappearing into the juggled mess, the swords start kind of bounce off onto your nose, easily keeping them balanced. And as they start to turn and the crowd starts to get excited, you immediately kind of push it into the juggling again and flip it with another sword as the ball eventually comes back. And as you kind of come to the end, finally, Pork smiles at that and goes, "And for the final choice and greatest achievement of our Grand Cabbage's life, someone from the crowd, anyone, go ahead and take a weapon and feel free to chuck it at him. Anyone at all." And as he kind of looks about and a light suddenly appears, kind of circling around the crowd as people are yelling to choose them. And Eric Cochran kind of stands up and smiles as the light stops on them, and you see a long silver hook on their hand as they pull out a dagger from their hip. As they look at Ham and give a smile, the dagger gleams with blue color, recognizing that as Death Ore. He kind of throws it up in the air with his left hand once, grabs it by the dagger, and is going to chuck it right at Ham's foot, which is a called shot, which will make it so I have a -2 to that, which puts me at a 14. Does an 18 hit Ham?
He misses.
As Ham jumps over the dagger, easily avoiding it as it pops the ball, Cabbage now, or acting as Cabbage, catches himself in the air for a moment, seemingly standing on nothing as a platform appears under him, invisibly due to Pork's magic, and then Ham drops to the ground, catching the swords one by one as he places them into the stage, bowing in front of the crowd as they cheer and sing and laugh.
Is that Eric Cochran?
What's up,
You
Roland?
had a good chance. Fuck.
Right.
What'd you say?
Oh, I asked you what you were saying, Roland.
Did that Eric Cochran match the description of the person we were trying to find?
You were told he was a snowbeard, but he did have the hook on his right hand. So
Does he have any items he's wearing that might have disguised himself?
As you look,
we also were told he wields daggers.
He does. As you look him up and down, you don't see any immediate items you recognize personally. You can give me a search check real quick if you want to try and find something specific. As Ham kind of basks in the glory, the little like roses or drunken roses
Tail
thrown
wagging.
at his. Well, Ham doesn't wag his tail. That's the whole point. He's not a dog.
Well, he's got to keep the appearance up.
No,
That's true.
the butt wiggles as I move, though, which is very
It does.
different.
Yes. 21.
21. You do not see any magic items other than the dagger that individual threw on the Eric Cochran and the hook itself, but that's not a disguise item. It looks to, from what you'd gather, it's probably some sort of weapon.
I'll just not to say. I said, nice try.
Fair. As as the crowd seems to cheer, Ham taking one final bow, Port kind of closes the curtains and goes, "And now, of course, the singing from our personal choir to round out the night. Please enjoy yourselves, and if you have any donations, the coin hat will be going around. Feel free to drop off what you can. We appreciate you, and this has been Cabbage's final performance." As he turns in a little like group of what look to be like rats, beavers, and a couple other
Ham's about to
rodents
fucking vanish.
come out and start singing to the crowd a traditional dwarvish drinking song. As Ham heads into the back, and Ham, go ahead and give me a hide check.
Now, I'm supposed to be good at these.
While he's doing that, where was the second person with the hook that was not the Eric Cochran?
At the front of the crowd, sitting down. They look to be a snowbeard from height wise. So,
All right. I would like to activate my armor on Dim.
okay.
Figure out what CR they are.
All right. Go ahead and roll for that. And
There's no roll.
oh, wait, what?
It just happens.
Which army is your set? Remind me.
The Visage of the Ironhearted Champion.
Oh, that's right. You had the fun. Yeah, I remember the item now.
So once a day.
Yeah. Yep, it's one. Yep. And you're trying to find out what again?
What CR they are.
They are CR2.
Oh.
Yes.
Probably not
Okay.
him.
As Ham disappears from the back, and Ham, you hear Pork go, "Oh, cabbage!" As you see him with a very long sword that looks glimmering with gemstones.
Look, once I'm out, I'm fast. I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah, as you start rushing off,
You.
Rollman, are you also heading out with a disappointment since you didn't find anybody that fit the description?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to get back and make sure they didn't explode.
As we cut back to James,
Uh-oh.
as you're leaning, no, what? What do you mean? You both are heading back. What?
Cut to James. Kaboom!
Boom!
That was what I said,
As we
uh-oh
cut back to
about.
James, and there's a large explosion at the docks.
No, but Rollman. So as far as it goes, you're heading back. Nothing extra.
Yep, nothing extra.
Cool. As you and Ham start heading back, we cut back to James. James taking you back about 30 or so minutes, right? At this point, Ham's performance is beginning as he begins juggling. The sounds of singing from taverns can be heard. The sounds of light snoring coming from Cabbage, who's sleeping on the front porch under the moonlight, seems to be kind of heard as a light snow seems to be kind of plowing down onto the ground at this point, now having kind of dampered as the clouds start to clear. And as you're kind of digging through things, finding a couple of interesting knickknacks here and there that you're kind of setting aside to investigate further later, you begin to feel like there's something just off in the room, like just something strange. As you look over and see Hyonk kind of still Hyonk, wrong character. Hyonker kind of still moving about his paste now that's turning a grimmest red. It smells actually quite pleasant, like a thick cherry stew. Just something about the entire situation just feels off as you get a weird feeling. But you've gotten these before, when Rollman almost died, and when Cinder was almost killed, and when Alar was killed.
And when I've nearly died, how many times?
Yeah. So, a danger sense of sorts has started to develop, and just something just doesn't feel right as you begin to look around. And as your eyes start to search, Hyonker's gone. The stew's still stirring. James, does a 42 hit your AC?
Oh no. Death.
It does.
James, you are unconscious. Well, actually, give me a fortitude save. Oh, wow, you almost beat the DC. Holy shit, you were one off. You are unconscious. As James, the last thing you hear is a deep laugh and the sounds of something moving, and then a voice go, "You really thought I was that stupid?" And then everything goes black. And that's where we're ending session today. We thank you all
God
for
damn
watching.
it.
We hope you enjoy. Actually, you know what? You're right, James. That's actually a good point. We cut back to Rolliman and Ham. Actually, before we end session. And as Ham runs off, trying to stealth away as fast as possible, Rolliman more casually leaving to, go look around and watch the dwarves kind of moving about in the area. You two arrive back at the workshop about roughly around the same time. There's no workshop. Just a burnt down husk and a dead cabbage pinned to the front where the door was, stabbed cleanly through with what looks to be a dagger with a Frostbuster sigil on it.
Whoopee. That sucks.
As Rollman and Ham, as you look down at this and see this, that's where we'll cut to black. We thank you all for watching, and we hope you enjoyed, as we will see you next time.